I might have to play that song. It's living in my brain. Right, I make a deal. If someone shows up, I won't start singing. Har har har.
Weight models, and some people have even accused Anthropic of wanting to ban open weight models as a means of protecting our business. Anyone who has read my past writings should know that I don't regard such bans as a useful measure. But let me state it clearly so that there is no doubt. Anthropic has never advocated for a ban on open weight models. Now, that is technically true, but he's about to kind of undo that with the next statement. Open, because I'll read this off and then I'll
No.
Coming from the information, Chinese AI startup Moonshot seeks more NVIDIA Blackwell chips for next model. Right, so Moonshot K3 came out, I do believe it was last week, and apparently it is absolutely and utterly amaze balls, right? In many areas, it is slightly behind the American frontier models. Apparently, in some areas, it's ahead of the American frontier models. The idea here is that this is an open weights model, so essentially an open source model. Anybody can download it, anybody can use it, anybody can modify it as they see fit, run it on their own architecture, and it basically begs the question of why should you pay open AI to the degree that they're going to be worth $1 trillion when they IPO? But one of the big questions that's come out of this is essentially what hardware did Moonshot train their K3 model on? Did they train it on Chinese hardware? Did they train it on NVIDIA hardware? Who knows? Basically, it's turned into a big high school drama at this point in time, but it is kind of curious just to watch and see how all this goes and think about where we're going to be going in the future. So the big thing right now is that in the United States, we are trying to keep China from getting access to our AI hardware. But one of the things I've argued for a long time is just functionally, I'm just not sure how well that is going to work out at the end of the day. Everything from a black market. So again, you're talking about a country, China, 1.4 billion people in that country. Yeah, there's a black market for getting GPUs and getting them to China. That's one way for China to get access to the GPUs. Other things are simply being able to access GPUs online. So like AWS, right? Infrastructure as a service. You can access GPUs online essentially as a service. So what is to keep, Chinese companies from essentially using VPN access or whatever to getting access to the GPUs on the cloud? That's one way they can get access to it. Or they can just simply put a whole bunch of hard drives literally into a suitcase. This has been done. Go to a country where they have data centers with NVIDIA GPUs and simply run their training doing things that way. And so one of the interesting questions was with this whole trying to keep China from having access to any of the NVIDIA GPUs is it possible? Like it does this functionally work? Or is it just kind of pissing into the wind, as they might say? So anyways, we go over and take a look at this. They're talking about this with Moonshot. Beijing-based startup Moonshot AI, flush from the breakout success of its recently released model, Kimi K3, is already discussing plans for Kimi K4, which would be significantly larger in size than K3. There's just one problem. To train the new model, Moonshot would need access to more NVIDIA's advanced AI chips. which U.S. rules dictate should not be available to Chinese firms. Despite those restrictions, Moonshot trained Kimi K3, the world's largest open source model, with 2.8 trillion parameters on NVIDIA chips, including the most advanced Blackwell ones, according to 3 people with knowledge of the matter, confirming part of a statement in an ex post by White House senior official Michael Kritosis. Moonshot is now seeking access to more Blackwell chips to prepare for the development of future generation models, such as K4, according to 2 of the people. Now, as far as I understand, Moonshot was trying to say a lot of the training was done on Chinese accelerators, basically Chinese AI processors, and that only certain things were done on NVIDIA GPUs. That's one of the problems that we're going to be dealing with this whole conversation about like what's going on with the Chinese AI stack. Is in many ways a lot of these companies have to obfuscate what is going on. First, they have to obfuscate what's going on from the United States government, because the United States government is being all bitchy about this AI hardware. But they also have to obfuscate what is going on from the Chinese government, because the Chinese government doesn't necessarily want these companies using American hardware in order to build their products, right? If China is building a competitor, you should be using the Chinese products, even if maybe they're not up to snuff, maybe if they're not good enough. And so kind of one of the interesting things with this story is this whole like understanding what's going on with the Chinese AI stack, as essentially everybody's lying. Welcome to 2026, when everybody lies. So yeah. Let's see here. If we go down, Kritosis claimed Moonshot trained K3 at a data center in Thailand where Chinese access to NVIDIA chips might be allowed under US rules. But Moonshot trained K3 partly in China, according to 1 of 3 people. Chinese rules governing cross-border data transfer make it difficult to move the massive data required for pre-training to overseas data centers, the person said. So again, this gets into a bit of the he said, she said on exactly where K3 was trained. In December, the information reported that DeepSeek was training its new AI model using Blackwell chips that had been smuggled into China. These episodes highlight the fact that while Chinese startups are disrupting Silicon Valley by developing highly capable open source AI models, they still depend on US technology to do so. Beijing has poured massive state funds into Chinese chip industry for years, and the country is rapidly adopting domestic chips for inference or the running of AI models, but when it comes to training AI models that aim to compete with Anthropic and OpenAI, Chinese firms still rely on NVIDIA. And I do think this has more to do with the insanity of U.S. policy than it has to do with China and their technological advancement. Remember, a lot of this technology was available for China to use until relatively recently. As I've talked about many times before, right? Whether you're an individual person, whether you're a CEO, whether you're running a country, right? You have to think about your options and you have to think about the allocation of resources. Just because you can do something, just because you have the money or resources to do something, doesn't mean that's necessarily a good allocation of resources. So for China, if China is able to buy American silicon, American GPUs, and the rest of it, why are they going to develop their own? Or at least why are they going to fast track developing their own when they can already purchase it on the open market? Wouldn't it make more sense that they would invest into different areas? Invest into high-speed rail, invest into solar, invest into electric cars, invest into other particular areas where they might not be able to purchase that on the open market. I mean, think about that with China and electric vehicles. If China wanted to purchase electric vehicles from global electric vehicle manufacturers, who would they be? Who would they be? They wouldn't be there, right? It's not like China can go out and buy 1 million electric vehicles from Ford, or 10 million or 20 million, because Ford just doesn't care. So if it's going to take you a lot of money and resources in order to push, GPU advancement ahead, but you can buy that on the open market, why not focus that on technology? Why not focus those resources on initiatives where there is no real competition? And so one of the big things to understand about all of this is that the United States has pulled Chinese ability to access a lot of this technology incredibly quickly and in ways that most of us wouldn't expect and are actually kind of surprised that it's legal, right? I've talked about this before with ASML. Remember with ASML, it's not simply that the United States is preventing China from purchasing ASML equipment, right? The lithography machines to actually create wafers and all that kind of thing. But US Congress is actually trying to push through so that ASML would no longer support the equipment that China already purchased. China has purchased lithography machines worth up to $400
Sorry,
million.
China. The US government said we're not allowed to do customer support anymore.
Lithography
No
machine.
more after
And the
sales
US
care.
government is trying to force
I'm sure
ASML
you're gonna
to
be
no longer
very happy.
support it, right? It's one thing if you say, well, you can't sell these things to China anymore. That's stupid, that's horrible, that's god awful, but that's one thing. China already bought this equipment. And we are trying to step in to kneecap the equipment that has already been purchased. So again, when we talk about this whole stuff about China being behind the United States, there are, in fact, reasons for it. To assemble enough computing power to train K3, Moonshot tapped into at least 2 different Chinese cloud firms with Blackwell chips, according to 3 people. It isn't clear how Chinese cloud firms got the Blackwell chips. Their access is likely in contravention of U.S. export rules. No single supplier could offer enough chips, forcing Moonshot to connect many 8-chip Blackwell servers together. That's a much smaller configuration than the biggest U.S. AI companies typically use for training AI models, according to people. Moonshot's engineers refined the network design to improve how Blackwell chips communicate with each other and across data centers run by different providers. And that's the other thing I talk about with things like architecture. We talk about how we design systems. Remember, you design systems, again, based off of your resources and all of that kind of different thing. One of the interesting things to be thinking about with this is the idea is they were only able to access so many Blackwell chips, so they weren't able to access the size of clusters that they would prefer to be able to access. And so basically they redesigned the architecture so that they could accomplish the task that they're doing. And this is where I talk about before, like many times before, about the United States trying to keep China from being able to access this particular hardware in a modern, globalized communication world. There is an interesting question about when does architecture invalidate your sanction policy? I don't know. Let's see here. If we go down, many Chinese firms use offshore AI data centers with NVIDIA chips to train models. Tencent, for example, rented computing power from a data center near Osaka that is equipped with thousands of Blackwell chips owned by Japan's data section, according to the Financial Times. And so anyways, there's all these different ways that Chinese companies are able to get around the export restrictions that have been put on them by America, again, for things like these Blackwell chips. And so we will see going into the future how all this works out. I mean, what happens when everybody is lying? What happens when everybody's trying to obfuscate reality? How do you figure out what the truth actually is at the end of the day? That is going to be an interesting question, right? So anyways, what do you think about this? What do you think about Moonshot needing more NVIDIA GPUs in order to train their next K4 model? What do you think about Moonshot training their K3 model? Maybe they needed a lot of NVIDIA GPUs, or maybe they needed none. What would you bet on? What would you bet on? Put your thoughts down
I
below.
need to read the
If you like these episodes,
comments
go
of
remember on
this
Spotify.
video. Like, this seems like very convenient news to come out because now Nvidia can say, hey, look, you can't let our stock drop. We're not like those other companies. China still needs us. But I mean, where's the news coming from? Is it reliable? A lot of the comments also think it may be fake news.
Phil has the pig hypnosis. He mind and brainwashes his viewers into contributing. Make a contribution tonight. Here we go. You ready? Woo! Woo!
You know, I
Yotabi
passed.
WSP says.
Sounds good.
2.
It's the power of cultish groupthink mentality.
3.
I'm a cult leader. I think the pignosis works. Get our first support of the night. We have nothing right now.
Welcome
We have
to
absolutely
the
nothing from any
stream.
source. Let's get our first supporter of the night. Who's it going to be?
Hello,
Who's gonna step up and
Rod.
give a tip or a super chat or a membership
Unfortunately,
or some
chats.
kicks or a sub? Who will it
I have no
be?
idea how to make
Let's
them
find
be
out
read out.
right now. Let's get that.
I think it's
momentum going
because
for tonight's chill stream
Shosho
of
does not
Xbox originals.
do a
Here we
pop
go.
out chat.
There's ample time. There's still a few minutes for
That,
giant contributions to come in.
Social stream.ninja can read, or like I may have to post a request in the social stream Discord to have the site supported. And chats aren't being like think between Zapstream and Shosho. I'll
Yotabi
just have to-
WSP says. 2.
Oh, hi. You're saying hi, and it's auto translating to
Yotabi
2 for some
WSP
reason.
says.
I don't have anything that can hit this
Hee
guy.
hee.
Ah!
How are you doing? I feel like maybe you're someone I know that is joshing with me. Otherwise, welcome. I mean, welcome nonetheless.
It might be a secret, or it
Could be similar.
place that dump.
Zapstream, I don't know if Zapstream is broken.
And then there- oh, exposed,
Not showing
Oh, it blew up. Oh, no, I didn't
any of
know that.
yours.
It blew up.
But if I
died
chat
over.
on Zapstream, it'll sync over there to Shosho.
Yeah, I'm a gamer.
But it won't do this. It won't do the.
Giant ball sack.
Okay, I should use that.
I immediately died. Immediate game over. Wow. Immediate death.
how do
Not
I-
even a chance. Wow. How do you dodge that? You can't dodge in this game.
Oh,
There's
it's a
no
chat
dodge. What do I
overlay.
do?
Okay.
Immediate death. That's like Dark Souls level of challenge right there. Testicle man slamming you.
The software that I
No, guys, we did
use
not hit $150 to support. Therefore,
to
we're not gonna
combine
do back
all
opening tonight.
chats.
As I've
is-
explained, there's no point in doing a entire video
This
for
one here,
one pack
wait.
that's going to be done in 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? If we had at least gotten 2, I would have done it, but we didn't. So what we're going to do is save it for tomorrow, and we'll do it together on the first stream with whatever kind of support that we get. To be honest, no, I'm not disappointed. It was funny you guys did support the stream for the first hour, and then for the last hour, like, not a single contribution. But for the first hour,
This
it was
one-
heavily supported. And I did enjoy hanging out with all of you. I'm not mad or anything. Quite frankly, I just wanted to do it for variety, and I wanted to see for myself what those were, because I didn't know what some of those games were.
Yeah, it's
And, we had such a
If you could make
I don't really, it's, you know, it's
the
not, so thank you
chat
to those who were here. If you chilled and
compatible.
enjoyed, I'm glad
Like
that
I
you
don't
did.
know which one is
Tomorrow
easier. I don't know if
will
it's
be the
easier
ESP
if
morning
I
show in the morning.
if someone goes
then
to
we're
the
gonna
dev
do
of
Dark
this
Souls
and
2
asks.
continuing
He is
on.
very
Remember, we're
open
trying
to making
continue
things
on in
compatible
the Doors of Pharaohs.
or make
Further
like
in,
adding
beat
lots
the
of
optional boss. What is
websites.
it? The Royal Rat
Because
Authority
the
or
link you
whatever.
sent,
And we're gonna
is
keep
like it
going
opens
in,
as like a.
into there
I don't know how to
and
explain it.
explore
You know how
it.
Twitch has
Past
like
Doors of Pharaohs, we've
a
already
pop
gotten
out
all
chat
the way
where
down to
mm,
we already beat
you know it's like
Deuce Euphrates.
a nice
Yeah.
little tab.
Help
It's very
now to pay
great
for the
size
games
and
coming
everything.
up
So this one opens
now,
like a
to pay my bills coming
normal
up
web page,
now, not
and I'm not
things
sure
in
it's gonna
December.
work because
Things now.
Someone
yeah,
just did a
it's
$1.25
not.
tip and says
accepting
super chats
anything.
are available on your Final Fantasy VI playthrough videos. They're
Oh wait,
monetized.
maybe
According to
no.
YouTube,
Shouldn't have to
sharing
restart
ad
anything.
earnings and shopping is disabled. That's the status. So there's many different statuses on YouTube. Okay, I'm going to check on it right now. So right now I am looking at part 1 of Final Fantasy VI. Here's what it says. Ready? No impact to channel. This is not a copyright strike, just a claim. No impact to the video's reach. The video can be viewed across everywhere. Video sharing ad earnings. Okay? You're
Experimental
sharing ad
features,
revenue with a
no.
relevant artist or claim it. And
Yotabi
shopping
WSP
disabled.
says.
You're unable
Maybe.
to display any tag products
Yotabi
or content
WSP
because
says.
you're technically using
I
the
love your
license you
VTuber
don't
model.
own.
I don't know.
Yo,
I've been
WSP
falling
says,
out of love.
How has your day
And when
been?
it shows is that at the very beginning of the video,
I got
it's claiming
home from my
the
job.
Prelude FFPR version,
like
meaning
I'm
Final
training
Fantasy Pixel
someone.
Remaster version. It's the
So on
crystal
one hand,
theme, the title
I'm
theme.
doing less of the physical work, but training people is tiring.
You liar, you. I'm good at lying.
Oh wait, it says that
Now,
I.
you're saying
Okay.
you can do a
It says
super
there's like
chat
a
on it?
weird,
I
like
don't know how
a way
that
to
works. It used to
inject
be that if a
social
video
stream
got
ninja
claimed,
into
you
custom
could
site.
not do a super thanks on it whatsoever.
That's an
Maybe
interesting
they've
thing.
changed it. Okay, I don't know.
As of now,
Yo,
no,
Tyler
there's no super
WSP
thanks on those
says,
videos. And
Rip.
like I said, the best way to contribute would be a tip because there's no knowing that if someone leaves a super thanks, it may go to 5 other parties first, and then I get the pennies that slip through their fingers. Okay?
What the fuck? Are you fucking serious? What? The fuck? What?
I mean,
They, wh-
it is part of life.
okay, there is no logic to what you are saying. There's no logic there. That's called stupidity.
So that's just me. I just literally read it word for word to you.
I mean,
5 different parties
you know,
are
the day's
claiming the
over.
music on Final Fantasy VI. And that's the
Then I
prelude.
come
Let me go to
home
part 2. Part 2 is
and
even better. Okay?
I try to work on some
That was
crochet and then I
part 1.
pass
Where's
out
part
in
2?
my
Here's
chair.
part 2. Okay, so I do the same thing. So on part 2, the Returners
but then I gotta work on this.
FFPR version, the Minds of Narsh FFPR version, and the Unforgiven
I get to look at
FFPR version
donut
are all
legs.
claimed. And each
know,
one of those has 3
I'm
to
glad I
5
have this
claimants.
project to work on. It's
This
very
one
like
has 3.
Fuck you.
not brain
You're a
intense.
liar.
Nice
Yo,
try.
Tyler WSP says,
Trying to say that I'm a liar.
LOL, I play
I
the
literally
violin.
read word for word what I'm
Oh,
seeing. And
that's
like
interesting.
I said, I
I've
do
never
believe that,
learned an instrument.
sadly, when that happens, even if someone does a super thanks on the video, you don't get it. It's gonna go to all
I have
the
my
claimants. You don't
voice.
see a penny.
I can
So,
serenade
I would say,
you.
don't leave a super thanks on the
with
Final Fantasy
my-
videos, right? Don't pay the music companies who aren't owed a dime
If
here.
I
You
get,
know, if you want
I
to
don't
support,
know.
go to the streams and support those live streams.
There's a song that I really want to sing. It's
Tip
in
goes
my
to my
head.
PayPal, and then I actually get it. Okay?
Yo, Tyler
I
WSP
got
says,
completely
it's fun but my
exposed.
shoulders hurt.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, that's
You just
that's
got
unfortunate.
exposed.
I don't know, can you strengthen
Live on
whatever muscles are needed for that?
Oh.
Hopefully, like, you suffer less.
Soul made
Under
gone.
carbon steel violin.
But she doesn't know what they're talking about. Of course, my wife did not leave. And she's not my
Soulmate is
soulmate, and
a
you spelled
term
made
that
wrong,
detractors have
and you spelled
for
soul
Phil's
wrong.
wife.
Yo, Tyler WSP says,
You
It's fine.
spelled everything wrong.
It's but you
Do
don't
you
know.
understand the meme? You probably don't.
Well,
Anyway, so far,
it's your
they
body.
sent
Figure
me-
it out.
Oh, hold on. First of all, it was Baker 3G sent 100 kicks. Thank you to Baker. And then this person sent 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 kicks. The cat is my soulmate. A significant other, a soulmate. And with me today, I have the lovely cat on stream. Say hello, honey. No, you're not good to say hello? Okay, fine. Like, I'll go
Help.
downstairs, I can't
Blink
find her.
twice
Come
if
to
you've
find
been
out she's running
kidnapped.
around the house hiding from me. And then all of a sudden she'll, like, jump out. I'll be like, oh, God. You know, innocent.
Oh
little
yes,
silly
can you
things like that.
imagine Phil and the
Let's go.
soulmate
Let's rally some
fooling
support for
around
One
like
Piece. Let's get some
newlyweds?
super chats. Let's
Oh.
get a membership. Let's get a sub. Let's get some kicks, and let's get a tip right now. One of each. For the end of the morning show, let's get
No
one
one
of
likes
each,
it when I watch
and rally
Phil.
and hit 150, and then we'll
I
have another
freaking
pack.
like
Let's go. Let's do it right now.
suffering.
Come on.
I need money, money, money.
I
I'm so
crave
tired
the
of doing
day
it.
that this
I
man
never wanna do it
Yo,
breaks.
ever
Tyler
again.
WSP
Seriously.
says, it is 10:31 for me.
Does anyone remember the right one to do
Well,
in this
I mean,
area?
if
'Cause
it's
I'd like to
bedtime,
do
it
and
is
get it done,
bedtime.
but look at this.
Go
Look
to
at all the
bed.
options. Oh my
Rest
God.
well.
Ridiculous.
Guys, we are incredibly
You say
close
that,
to our 150 milestone and opening more One Piece cards at the end of the stream. Can we get to it right now?
I keep getting
Let's go, let's get
torn
some momentum
between
going. We're so
consistent
close to doing it. Let's
sleep
just get to it right now.
or enough sleep, you know, according to the
Come on, let's get a sub,
7 to
little
8
super chat,
hours.
maybe some kicks. Alright, let's get to it.
Let's get to it, guys. Where are my expected contributions for badly playing whatever game I'm playing?
shit.
And I gotta finish Horizon Forbidden West. I also gotta organize all my files, back up my phone, wipe my phone, set up a private cloud server so I don't have to worry about files on my phone. And I have a dream. And my dream is that one day I won't be worried if someone tries to rob me because I could think it's okay, I have my private cloud server. Cause like, okay, like at current moment, if someone were to take my phone away, I'd be like, fuck. No. Okay, all my wallets. These shoestrings don't make sense. Sure. Sense is for fools.
I think in general, overall,
I think
have
in a
improved
few
as a
more
gamer
months,
over
I may have
years.
the skill to draw Shadow the Hedgehog. I want to know that. There's like a certain skill, and it's called like, there's a character that exists, and being able to draw them in your own style, and not just copying how
You
they look
saw that,
officially.
right? Dark Souls 2 glitch. I'm behind the mimic attacking it, and it acts like I was opening the chest and eats me. How is that fucking possible? Are you insane? That made no
Everyone
sense
should hire
whatsoever what just
Phil
happened. Stupid
as
Dark Souls
a
2 glitch.
game tester. He will find every single bug in your game. I guarantee it.
Freaking ruin sentence.
Yeah, it is. That's what I was saying. So Zapstream works, but no messages that you are sending show up on the Zapstream side. And I think the worst thing is I'm having like problems
So many ruin sentinels in that room.
I really do feel that
getting
as a
to
gamer,
the
I've matured a bit.
dashboard
I've
of
figured out
Zapstream
how
to
to
like
handle
understand what's happening.
my anger, and I figured out how to basically handle difficult games.
Oh, profile.
Oh, come on. I don't care about losing the souls. I care about the
Okay,
fact
I
that
I managed to get to the dashboard,
The
but
game is so fucking stupid. Yeah, I can't kill one enemy. I got some kind of a ring.
I don't know what it is that. Yeah, I don't understand why, but my messages are syncing
They
between the
called me
two,
the man-child.
but
I don't know
not
which room it
yours.
is. I need to know which room it is. Yeah, I need to know specifically which room it is. As you walk in, it's on left side, right side, which number? It's the far left. It's this one right here. It's this one I didn't open yet. Okay.
I'm browsing through the
In fact,
providers.
I
I don't.
know. I'm a baby gamer, right? I play in the baby zone. And actually, if there's a mode that if I could just press the button and put the controller down, and then the game just runs through and kills everyone, plays itself, that should be the mode I play on. I think that's the better. I mean, I'm 42 years old, for God's sakes. Come on.
Yeah, it's
Sometimes
impossible.
everything
Now
glitches
that I
out.
got all the ruin sentinels out. That's done. I can't do it. See, I can't do it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it because there's no way to just fight one-on-one anymore. The room is ruined because all the doors are open. So I would have needed to know to
Category
open that door
art.
specifically first, not last. See, I can't do anything.
See, I mean, it's a shame because I don't know, chat is very important to me.
Yeah.
Oh wait, relays are important. Understood.
There's no way I can do that, Onipedia. He says, lure the sentinels out one by one. I have 4 minutes of a torch. Not even, I have 3. So basically, I can't do this because of the way, again,
I like
the way
the
this game
goal
is
function
designed,
there.
unlike
That's
other Souls
interesting.
games, it's insanely poorly designed. You need to already
See,
know
I'm
how to
sending
do
this
the fucking
message
room before
from
you're in the
Zap.
room.
They live in this
Oh,
isolated
well, let
world
me-
of the online where they don't ever have to grow up. They're never held responsible for their actions. Therefore, they never
Zabot
have
says,
to mature. They can
"Ay.
literally be babies their entire lives. Now,
See,
tonight
I said
on the
that
late stream,
from Zap.
2 things. Number 1, tonight is the continuation of Final Fantasy VI. I really hope you'll come by and make it if you can.
It's me.
I
I'm the
love
person
Final
that
Fantasy VI. It's
finds
my favorite
random
RPG
things in
of all time.
softwares that
And
don't
so,
work
I would
and
obviously like to share with
Yo
you
Tother
this
WSP
crazy.
awesome
says,
game. This is the better
"No, I
version
will
with
stay
better
and watch
music,
your live."
graphics, quality
Yo
of life
Tother
improvements.
WSP
sorry I
says,
missed your messages.
LOL.
I can't monetize the
Mythicamir
playthrough 'cause
says,
all the music gets
"This
claimed
art
on
looks
YouTube.
childish and amateur-like."
It is very
I need
childish.
people to
Tother
come by,
WSP
engage,
says,
and support when
"That
I
is mean."
play Final
Mythicamir
Fantasy VI.
says,
So I hope that you will
"True
come
MV
by
streamer,
tonight.
your art is so
Game
good,
starts
buddy.
7
Please keep it up."
p.m. Gameplay starts
Mythicamir
7:30.
says,
Please
Don't
come by.
"Maybe
blaze
you will
me,
improve more
I'm
one day."
pretty bad.
Yo
You
Tother
fucking
WSP
greedy piece of
says,
shit.
"Yes,
There's
very
still this
good."
back here.
Mythicamir
And it's
says,
still in
"Bro,
the
this
back
shit's
of
so
my
good,
neck,
day
the
I
back
am
of my
impressed."
head, the back of my mind,
Mythicamir
and it's always
says,
telling me.
"Streamer
It's
draw so
WWE
well."
Champions.
Mythicamir says,
I love
"Goodness
it.
gracios, this is so good."
I
We all
love it.
socks of each
He's a
other.
mobile game addict. Phil has indoctrinated children who send him money, blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit.
This glove is my
Gone,
favorite
just
thing.
Gone like that.
It's weird.
Instant, fucking gone. I just care about money. That I just can't help it. On eBay. Contributions
Lori
are
Ruiz
mandatory.
3555
I
says,
need your help.
"Hello 3.
I
Meow.
feeling directly to you. No decency,
I hope you
no
are
respect,
well.
No common sense, no fucking maturity. Is the guy who just doesn't get reality.
What video is next in this playlist?
The title is
I
real,
would not
not a
know.
joke, not clickbait, and I can explain. See, this right here is Zach Scanapieko, a guy I stumbled across way back when I was researching for my Tai Chi walking scam video. Somehow I found his Facebook page, and I knew he had some interesting
Lori
videos.
Ruiz 3555 says,
Once you reach
"You
middle
are good
age,
at drawing."
You must remember to do these 4 head exercises regularly.
But for some reason, I just never got around to digging any deeper.
Meow.
Until one fateful day, after months and months of this page just sitting there in my
Shame
bookmarks,
this thing
I
doesn't
decided on a
work.
complete whim to go live and without doing any other research or any preparation, click on his page.
I want you to try this for 21 days straight, and I guarantee your life will never be the same. You want to repeat this at least.
But be not fooled, because what started as innocent fun, laughing at what we thought was nothing more
I
than
can
a
draw
silly little
a donut
Facebook
man.
page, somehow developed into
Therefore,
a far deeper
I'm the
rabbit
best to
hole
ever
of
exist.
AI meditation and
Where
fake
is the...
therapists, and just
You know the
miracle
best
cancer
part?
healing performed
If you
by
don't
a
draw
legitimate cult
realistically,
leader who runs a fake university which sells
you can do whatever you
$1,000
want.
certifications and courses
I don't
which
wanna
are
learn how to draw
held in a
hands.
remote
Hands are
Montana
stressful.
cabin in the woods. Don't believe me? Well, grab your popcorn, buckle those seatbelts.
I guess
and get
the
ready
whole
for
point of
today's
art
episode
is making lines
Weird things found on the internet.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of
that
this
remind
Facebook page. I found this a long
human
time ago.
remind
He's, like, making
people
the
of
kinds of advertisements
something.
on YouTube that I would make
But
fun
my
of,
goal
but
is
he's, like,
that you look at
least
this
he's actually
and you
like,
think
he's out here on a
donut
public
man
Chinese
doing
television
parkour.
doing this, bro. He can't even help himself from
Different
laughing.
paths I take to achieve that goal.
By the time dinner starts, you're already somewhere else. On your
Endless.
phone, in tomorrow's meeting, in the deal that you didn't close.
Is he a skinwalker?
And they notice.
And the point is,
within
this is,
hours. Now, I
you're
built
supposed to think
script,
that this
you
is
can
a
copy and
glove.
paste into ChatGPT. In 20 minutes, it builds it.
What? We're not even selling courses anymore. We're selling a ChatGPT.
This doesn't really
script.
look
This
like
guy is
a
an
correct
AI
glove.
Addict. The video exaggerates it a bit, but the truth is,
It also
when you
doesn't
post a
matter.
screenshot of you using ChatGPT, it's over. Whatever argument, whatever discussion you're having, it's over. Wait, okay, so he used to have pizza on the floor and socks and tissues. To be fair, it already looked like he was meditating here, but I guess he was probably doing it wrong. I mean, look at his fingers. He's got too many of them. That's how you know you're meditating wrong, is when you have an extra finger. So when he starts meditating, there you go, loses the extra finger. Looks like even a little trim of the hair. Okay, so it looks like every time he keeps meditating, he actually loses a finger. Because now he went down to having 4 fingers on this hand. And you make it feel deeper, like something's actually happening.
Yeah, what's interesting is like I'm actually falling really out of love with this model.
Like also make it
But I also don't know what to do.
What do we think
It just seems very emotionless. See, the goal was to make it depressed, but it just looks really boring. Alright, thank you very much for the sets.
But you can see it's just started to grow
Okay, freaking read what I'm doing. Thank you. Let's go live for the sets. I switched to using your
can't even see. What, it's just like a black
provider on.
Are you guys able to see it, or why does this look edited? Do you see how
Zap
close
that
it is to the
stream.
corner? Is he faking this? Is
I don't know what that means.
not even real
Hopefully I'm
wisdom
not
from
costing you money.
I don't even know if this is AI. What I'm saying is like he might have just like found this on
Ooh,
Google
don't ask me.
Images,
I don't
so
know
he
what I'm
just
doing.
threw that one in there. This is just a personal, like this is like a poster he has on his wall or
That's
something.
full
What did I say?
live, excuse me.
What'd I tell you? Fractals and their connection to human consciousness. Why am I in a Facebook group?
You have to excuse my depresso voice.
10 fit? What is
I
10
can only
fit?
pretend to be animated when I am voice acting.
It's not just that picture. It's
Only voice act when I am watching Ruby.
Slowdive.app. AI.
And I also only want to pretend to be Crow.
This is awesome, actually.
I gave you top. Aren't you lucky? Okay, I could do a whole stream just pretending to be that one bar girl from Ruby. And then I could probably
I
do
want to be the guy who makes these. Can you imagine making
a horrifically seductive
I
voice.
know what you're thinking.
Should I split this into 2 fingers?
I can only mean one thing. That's right. I'm excited to announce today's sponsor.
Ever imagine you're staring at someone and it just like splits into 2 things?
Those weird badges from online shops and made them into real-life collectibles. Check out these 6 wonderful designs illustrated by a real-life artist. We got every badge you could ever want, and you can find them all at this real-life artist shop. So if you like real art, then hurry on down and get your Jam Lab stickers before they sell out.
Can you-
They will sell out. Check below for more
Do you like
information.
my
Let's get you back on the
incorrectly
video.
perspectived
So at this point, I was a bit
bricks?
suspicious of our friend
I
Zach.
took
It seemed like
bricks
most of his
from
videos
a
consisted of him
Skate
ripping
the
audio
Infinity
from an AI-narrated
promo
scam ad,
image.
like the Tai Chi ones, and
And I
then putting
screenshotted
that
it.
audio over a video of him punching himself.
Sorry, I'm proud of me too.
Let me just,
Up to this point, I don't even know what this guy is trying to sell to me. So we had to dig deeper and visit his website.
You don't need more discipline. You don't need another supplement. And you don't need to disappear for a month just to feel better. You need...
What do you need? Just slap your body in random spots? I'll be honest, this isn't a low-cost course. I'm gonna suck you dry of every penny you got. This is not therapy. Therapy. This image is really everything for me. Over the years, I've trained extensively in
stiffness over time,
nervous system regulation, biomechanics.
for more Tai Chi healing moves that actually...
He looks like he's wearing someone else's skin. That's what I said. Also, this is from leadconnectorhq.com. Integrate your software with virtually anything. You ever just click on a website, a business website, and it's like,
Can I integrate my software with like
HQ
donuts?
from Google that when clicked on takes you to, you'll never guess it, a Pinterest page. Google my symptoms. Turns out all I need is fresh blooms, farm eggs, a bubbly sourdough starter, and jars for homemade jam. Who knows what's going on the internet, man? Okay, admittedly, got off on a bit of a tangent there, but back to Zach. So next I'd found his YouTube channel, and some of the videos here were like his Facebook, the weird exercises.
Okay,
if
well,
you
that's
can
not
call them
gonna
that.
work.
Keep going. We're still
Allow
going.
the shoulders to come down.
Keep going. But also some interview style videos. And this is where you're going to see things take a bit
It's
of a strange
also
turn.
not
Hello everyone,
looking
my name is Patricia.
positive.
I'm a holistic intuitive practitioner. Zach and I met at Extreme Hotel. It's on the north coast of the Dominican Republic.
Few years I've been traveling, working remotely, previously doing business development with tech companies. Good friends from Costa Rica had actually reached out to me and questioned, hey, are you still doing that working remote travel lifestyle?
This guy just fundamentally lives a different life than most of us ever will. Like, how do
I
you
still don't understand. Can I just like tell my bank, alright, I'm gonna be living out of the country for a few years,
that's
Please don't
gonna, like,
shut me
help train
down.
me to make my own business
Promise I'm
where I
a legal
sell fake
resident.
courses to people. That's just
Bye.
not a normal life occurrence.
Also, I'll be using my debit card daily.
Let's check out this woman, Patricia Bowl. Instant AI. Instant AI. If you can't even describe what you do with your own words, how can I
Okay, look, it's almost there.
even consider a word that you're saying if you can't even write it yourself? Oh, 147 for 1 hour. Ready to begin? If you feel the pull, trust it. Ugh, I hate that. This is like a podcast? Wait, I can't stand this LinkedIn.
I can tell you,
It's
I
like every sentence has to be a
sense
new paragraph. Theta
AI writing.
So hello everyone, we're back with another business update.
Wait, they're
You just gotta
giving
trust
us
me.
inside baseball?
I feel like I'm always
I
saying this
can't
every
stand
time we
it.
get on here,
I hate
hear
it very
myself say,
much.
It's been a really busy full weeks. It just is when you start your own business, right? You don't know what you don't know, and so there's been a lot of learning.
It's always so busy when you
I've
start your own
had-
business.
and
It's been
it-
really, really fun how I've gotten more clients. It's $150 each, so you can really imagine how that makes me feel. We're getting into DNA pseudoscience, I think, here. Theta Healing Basic DNA Certification. What?
I certify that you are a human
Bro.
with human DNA.
You already know. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. There's a company selling certifications, like trainings, to people who then go and act as therapists to use these trainings to teach clients about how they can heal their DNA. There's a whole other world out there that you just don't understand.
Gene therapy is a
Basic
thing,
DNA
but I don't
seminars,
think this is that
Australian
thing.
at $595.
Gotta
or
draw
$582
these
US dollars. And by the way, what are
sprinkles.
these are their lecturers.
I don't
This is
wanna
unreal.
draw
This is
these
unreal. This is
sprinkles.
almost the kind of animals, by the way, just animals. Oh no, you thought it was just animals? Actually,
Not
it's
really
third
optional,
planes of
but I
existence.
don't want to
Learn
do it
understand the
anyway.
difference of the creator's voice versus your ego. Versus, not versus. What is truth versus fear? What is truth versus fear?
I have not
What is
cared
truth
for my
versus fear?
blobby.
So are these Christian courses or what?
Ew, there is
Or who is
poop
the creator, I guess? I don't
all
know.
over my blobby.
Is one of my most favorite classes, I have to tell you. It's
Music,
My
building
right
blocks.
ear is loving this
I don't
right
understand
now.
where the cleaning.
this reasoning logic that sometimes isn't the most divine answer.
Zach Scanapico, these Tai Chi exercises, whatever, this is baby stuff now compared to what we're getting into with Theta Healing, DNA, You and the Creator, Third Planes of Existence, DNA 4 Part 2. What is DNA 4? Intuitive Child in Me Part 2. Quantum
I use
jumping.
soft
Wait, did this
towel
say
on my
in-person?
blobby.
Did this say this was an in-person course? $1,200 for quantum
Oh, I need to give it
jumping. Your options are either
vitamins.
Switzerland or Montana, USA. Theta Healing Institute? You're joking me. They're brick and mortar? This is where it is. I don't know which building. No, this is a cult. This is
Okay,
cult
now
stuff
my
right here.
now my
Middle of
blobby
the
is
woods,
depressed.
Rural Montana. Yeah, it's this one. This
Need
is
to
the
entertain
Theta
it.
Healing Institute of something, of knowledge. Oh, it just says it's an
Okay,
event venue.
my blobby is now
At Tanaka.
okay. Oh, but my blobby is
lots of people getting
stinky.
married
What?
here. That's sweet. That's nice. But on the weekends, they hold DNA healing courses in here. They have
How do I
books,
pick up
man, they
the
have so
poop
many
all
streams of
around my
revenue.
freaking
Oh, actually, let's check out the
blobby?
store. Do you think they have merch? Manifest, heal.
My blobby is
connect,
unhappy.
live
Well, I'm
Theta
unhappy
Healing.
too.
So for a 90-minute video, you pay $53. Oh, it's actually a filmed
I just
lecture.
force
It's a
feed my
filmed
blobby
lecture from
lots of
September
vitamins.
2024. Please note, the views, insights, and
Bandage,
topics shared
health
during this event are based on
elixir.
personal experiences and are not intended to diagnose, treat, or guarantee health, success, or healing outcomes.
He's still negative.
Any discussion of vitamins, supplements, or health products reflects personal usage and is not a professional recommendation.
You are at
The information
full
provided in this event is
health
not
and everything.
a substitute for professional medical advice. We can heal your
I don't know how
DNA,
to
but
clean
also
up.
we can't do anything.
But
But also,
whatever.
we'll sell you a certificate so you can go be a therapist and then teach other people. But also, this is not medical advice. This is not anything like. Please go get a real doctor, not us.
Okay,
how about
back
the
to drawing
success stories?
sprinkles.
Oh, 2022. Is that the last time you've helped somebody? Theta Healing's run a little dry, has it? I absolutely love what Theta Healing has helped me create in my life. I was introduced to Theta Healing in 2015? That's how long this has been. Oh, and then I became a Theta Healing practitioner in 2017. It's just like it's a cult. It's an MLM, a cult. I think it's more towards cult. Theta Healing Master and Certificate of Science. Certificate of Science. Guys, you don't get those from real universities. You get that by being a theta healing master. I became more energetic and am cancer-free today. When my doctor told me that
I don't know what any of that
have only
means.
6 months of to live, only things waiting for me out there was my own.
ChatGPT, why is that stream not relaying messages or not like accepting other message relays?
Guys,
ChatGPT is like, I don't know,
I'm
bro.
actually getting emotional is what's happening. Can you believe that this one book, when they needed it the most, fell off of a bookshelf? Oh, and here we go. And then I read the book, and instantly I became an instructor of theta healing in Okinawa. Do you think every single one of them they're going to talk about I became an instructor? Yep. Boom. I subsequently became a full-time
Every
practitioner.
time I drive home from work,
theta healing. Vienna
we
used
pass
these
by
techniques to cure herself
some
of
chemical
terminal
plant
cancer.
that
Where's
smells like the combination of every sweet thing you might have ever smelled. So some days it smells like freshly frosted donuts, and other days it's like caramel corn, and it's
stone on their wrist. Sorry. It's just
very
the rules. My name is Vienna. After I
tempting.
witnessed my
I think the worst part is that it's not something you can actually have.
How can I help others do it
It's just
too? I'm sorry, this is
no.
actually a cult. I think we found a cult. They're referring to the creator, but it's like this agnostic or like non-specific generic religious figure. Today, theta healing is practiced in over 180 countries. Okay, so like all of them, with hundreds of thousands of practitioners. Her books have been translated into more than 25 languages. What is this, dude? This is like a Jesus like Bible religious folklore story. You know what I mean? More than 30 years ago, Vienna experienced a spontaneous healing, and then they don't elaborate. It's like the resurrection of Christ, but it was Vienna. From this understanding, she developed the theta healing technique, a meditation that brings the brain waves into the theta state. Oh, you should have said so earlier. Now it's the brain
I thought it was
waves,
DNA
it gets them
certifications.
into the
Now we're into
theta state. That's obvious.
Theta healing
brain
is a
wave
modality that uses focused thought and prayer.
manipulation.
We believe that we are tapping into a theta brain wave. A brain wave that you receive or
She
get
can't even
when you
read off the script. A theta brain wave.
a brain wave that you receive or get when you're dreaming in dream state. This opens the brain.
What is this heart rate monitor overlay on the screen also?
We are connected to the creator, that we are connected to a one energy.
Wow.
And that we're part of all one beautiful energy of the creator.
Sparks of God. So that
If I was professional, I could like do this using the vector art tools,
manifestation meditation Turkish.
but because I am
5 farklı şey düşünün.
unprofessional,
Her zaman beyninize bir liste vermek iyidir. Tıpkı bir market listesi gibi.
Apparently she was sued for fraud and lost her court case in Idaho. Alexander versus Stibble. In the beginning of 2008, this keeps getting back further and further. Theta Healing offered a doctoral degree in Theta Healing. Students, including Alexander, began to question the validity of her doctoral degrees. No shit, dude. Like, what? It took you 3 years to be like, this DNA stuff might be made up. I don't know. Maybe. It's not that I'm
it's time for
victim here, but I am
sprinkles.
curious. How do you win this court case? You paid for something.
If I just go in
that
batches
most likely said,
according to
this
color.
is like not intended to cure or whatever. Like, you know, this might be a bunch of bullshit, but you can do it anyways. Like, you kind of paid for that. All right, I'm going to pretend that I'm legal eagle here for a second. I want to talk more about this lawsuit because it's actually really interesting. So the plaintiff, Alexander, originally sued Vienna on 2 claims: fraud for lying about her magic healing abilities, and breach of contract for awarding a fake useless degree. And Alexander absolutely crushed this case. The jury awarded her on both claims, the fraud and breach of contract, as well as $500,000 in punitive damages. But of course, Vienna appealed, and that's how we end up at the Idaho Supreme Court. And believe it or not, what I said on stream, my instinct was actually exactly right. In their review, the Supreme Court actually disagreed on the breach of contract claim, stating that the way Vienna marketed this theta healing doctoral degree was very vague, meaning that, quote, the terms of the contract were too uncertain to enforce. So yes, it's not a crime to sell.
but is there not
as long as you're
paper,
careful not to market it as
contract.
explicitly not bullshit. However, the fraud claims were upheld by the Supreme Court, and I think there's no surprise as to why. Here are the 4 fraudulent claims the court was to consider. That Vienna healed herself from cancer, pulled herself out of a coma, healed herself from heart disease, and my favorite by far, wild card here, that her healing abilities can make liquids in containers such as gasoline in a vehicle or beverages in a refrigerator refill themselves. What? Hey, I bet Vienna is real happy right now, considering, you know, the skyrocketing price of gas because we love bombing the Middle East. Now, obviously, we know that theta healing can't, in fact, cure cancer, but the way that this was actually proven to be a fraudulent claim in court is hilarious. Because, guys, Vienna Stibble
We gave her cancer.
Apparently,
We gave her cancer and told her to heal herself.
Following a biopsy, but she was never diagnosed with cancer and never recommended any form of treatment like chemotherapy. Now, Vienna actually wanted to demonstrate in court her theta healing abilities, you know, prove that she wasn't lying. Unfortunately, the court did not allow it. She also tried to escape the punitive damages by claiming that theta healing should be protected as a religion. But in the end, that $17,000 plus still $100,000 of punitive damages were awarded to Alexander. So Vienna lost. So that's a story that spans at least 8 years. And now it's still going. Only in Montana, man. Only in Montana would this happen.
How are you today?
I'm good.
You are amazing. And
Thank you, Vienna. How are you? I manifested a stunning and perfect new house immediately after using Vienna's meditations. Kara Alexander, plaintiff respondent. Robbie Robinson, plaintiff, via Vienna Steibel, an individual. Bro, I was just copy-paste spamming the court case. Crazy. Everybody's just thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can only follow the master. Thank you for the meditation. Looking all over for your stuff. Kara Alexander! I'm down 40 pounds after reading Theta Healing. Just reading the book will make you lose 40 pounds? My friend read the book. She would not try it.
No, I think they would. I paid 40 pounds for this goddamn
My
book.
friend hates water. On board, read the whole thing, but once you got to the part about water, I tapped out. Wait, is this a lecture? Hold on.
I'm Vienna. I live in Montana.
I'm Vienna. I live in Montana. I scam people for a living. I know I couldn't think of a rhyme. Wow, I'd be asleep by minute 3 of this, I think.
If a healer dies of an illness, it's just terrible. You know, it ruins your reputation. It's awful.
What is happening? Wait, if a healer dies of an illness, it's really bad PR. Because then it's like, well, hold on, you're supposed to be able to heal everything. And they're just like chuckling about it, like, oh, you got my giggle box there. Wow, that's too funny.
But I'm also a psychic, and you know, I can't die in an accident either.
Anytime I hear anything about psychics, I just want to watch Psych.
I didn't know this was a stand-up routine. This is awesome.
I remember going home being mad that I would have to heal something again. And by the way, I did heal it, and I have a perfect heart. Another story.
What is she talking about? She's talking about like she's Jesus. Like, oh, I had to go home and heal another person. And I was a little annoyed, but my heart is perfect. I cannot sin. Is this a safe space to say that she's low-key a diva? No, I mean, I'm with you. You think she gets applause at the end here?
All right. Are we... I've never known how to make the good exit. We're I love you.
No, that was the worst possible ending. All right. Are we done here? We're, all right, I love you. So that's theta healing. And keep in mind that this all started from some goofy guy doing Tai Chi and selling a self-help course who had some mysterious connection through the Dominican Republic to this lady, Patricia Bowl, an online therapist and theta healing practitioner who of course opened my eyes, my third eye perhaps, to whatever the hell theta healing is. And as we now know, Patricia is far from the only one out there practicing theta healing. In fact, I was searching around on stream and I found this. The Silver Liming, Survivor's Path to Wellness and Hope. Theta healing for healing Lyme disease? Ayurveda, theta healing, chirology, and Reiki. What is that gonna do for Lyme disease? They're scamming the most vulnerable, desperate people that are chronically or terminally ill, willing to try anything, no matter how stupid it sounds to you or me, because all the normal stuff hasn't worked for them. It is truly dark and disgusting. But it is kind of funny imagining this absolute whack job in the middle of a courtroom, trying desperately to prove that, like, anybody, I swear.
That's why sovereign citizen court cases are so fascinating. I love when they actually go into the courtroom. It sucks when the judge just kind of gives up and lets them off.
On stream, you're gonna want to be there when it happens. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
I think my biggest regret in life is buying a freaking Hilton timeshare. They sucked me in.
I am being stalked by a Branson timeshare guy.
If there was a resale market, we'd be all over it.
Sure.
We'd all be
The new Halo game won't let you kill female NPCs.
You call all 10 million of them, majority of them would love an opportunity to get
That
out.
is
Okay, so today we're
terrible.
going to be taking a look at some people who regret getting a
Very unfair.
timeshare with seemingly
I hope someone mods it so that you can only kill women
More
NPCs.
people are getting roped into these scams because they try to make it look like it's a cheaper way to go on vacation. And in reality, it's not. We have a ton of stuff to go over today, along with
I don't wanna
comments from you guys
see
from
your
previous
posts.
videos. So if you want to be featured on a future video, leave in the comments down below. But let's just jump right into it.
So
Look
I
like
thought
this
we were
one.
smart enough not to get suckered into a timeshare. So we went to go claim our little free vacation. We knew we were gonna go to a timeshare. I've never been to one before, so I didn't really know what to expect. But they were so pushy. Like, we kept saying no, 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 no. And then he brought his manager, and then we still said no, 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 no. And then he brought his manager, and we were like no, 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 no. But then at the end of the day, we ended up signing. I don't know how it happened, but we did. And they were like, where are you gonna go on your first vacation? And we said Hawaii. And then they got up and they were like, hello everyone, Mr. and Mrs. Cortez are gonna go to Hawaii. And everybody started clapping for us, and it felt so good. And then when we got home, we actually looked at the paper and we were like, bro, like, all these days like are not gonna be available. This is a scam.
Just going straight over to the comment section. Grown adult, by the way. No, 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 but you came out with yes, yes. And the creator responds, and people started clapping when we signed. Wouldn't you take that as a red flag immediately? But this is clearly not something new. We got a comment from you guys. I'm 64. Timeshares have been a well-known ripoff since I was a kid. I'm amazed this scam is still going. I mean, I know
If you've never had to tag along with your parents as they went through a timeshare presentation for free, like Six Flags tickets, you've not lived. I've never respected my parents more than
something I want to talk about for anybody who's
like watching them
thinking about buying
say no
timeshare,
like
or
2
who
hours.
likes to go to a resort like this. Maybe when you rent it through Red Week,
It's painful.
You stay and you're like, this is gorgeous. I want to in on this action. I want to be able to stay here. And they're like, oh, you can only stay here because it's timeshare. Well, you can rent it. And that's what, the best way to do it, and keep doing that. But if you're sitting there thinking, I might want to actually purchase here, and the timeshare people are on you saying, yeah, come on, buy some more points and get in on this action, and you go there, one thing I want you to definitely keep in mind is what's known as the non-reliance clause. That will be in any timeshare information that you sign that basically says, unless it's in the contract, unless it's written down, it is not true. It's also known as the salesperson's clause to lie. They are legally allowed to lie to you. So there's some lies they may tell you about something like this beautiful resort here at the Marriott. One thing when I did my talk and they were trying to sell points to me, is they were saying, oh yeah, you'll be able to stay anywhere in the property, you get enough points. Not true.
So if you think car salesmen are bad today, they have nothing on timeshare people. They will say and do absolutely anything just to get you to sign. And it doesn't matter who you are, what kind of background you come from, they'll try to take advantage of literally
Yes, they're so manipulative too.
to move into their assisted living home that they need to go to, because they are being basically scammed. I'm not by the World Mark, by Windermere, pyramid scheme timeshare. Okay, not going to sugarcoat it. That's what I think it is. We went over there. They're probably early 80s. And he gets around pretty good still. She unfortunately has had some health problems, okay? And I know that they have been like on a wait list for like an assisted living place. So he was outside the other day. My daughters really like him. So we went over there, was chatting with him. And I said, oh, like, when do you guys think you're gonna get to go? And he goes, oh, actually, like, we can go now. Like, they have an opening for us, but we can't really afford it yet. He goes, you know, like the timeshare thing, well, we got kind of sucked into one a couple years ago, and we've only gone like once. And he goes, we pay like $1,200 a month. He goes, did you know that like when there's other people there and like the people that buy it can't stay, like they rent them out? I was like, oh yeah, like I get that, you know, like on Airbnb or VRBO, if you know, you're paying for the timeshare, but if you are not going during your designated time that you can stay, you know, you rent it out, you put it on one of those sites, and then somebody else can rent and you get a little bit of your money back. He goes, oh, well, we didn't know that. So we haven't been doing that. And so we've been paying $1,200 a month, and we've only gone like once or twice. And now we can't afford to move into our assisted living home because they have $1,200 a month going to this stupid timeshare.
So you're talking around $25,000 just to use it once or twice. You could have taken a pretty lavish vacation for that kind of price, and now unfortunately they have to deal with the consequences. They can't afford the assisted living home because they're paying $1,200 a month. That's up there with some of the crazy car payments we see people pay. But at least at the end of the day, those people have a vehicle they could drive around in every day. You've only used your vacation spot a few times.
I am being stalked by a Branson timeshare guy. I swear to God, this is so bad. We went 2 years ago to Branson and we did one of those timeshare things, you know, where you get a trip for free or whatever, and then
Yeah, that's what we did.
for a couple hours, and they're trying to sell you a timeshare. Well, it was not just a couple hours. Like, so we got there on Friday night. Saturday we had all day free.
Second time that my family went, I just stayed in the hotel room, reading with a Kindle Fire. I let them suffer alone.
Sunday we had to do like the timeshare or whatever, and we were there all day. I mean, it was like 6-7 hours. They would not let us out of this. I had young kids, and my daughter's autistic. They would not let us leave this place. Now I'm being stalked by
Having
them.
kids, having autistic kids, that's just more leverage for
I could not
them.
get him off the phone for like an hour. Me and my husband had it on speaker. We're kind of like laughing. This guy would not stop. I just got another call from them. Every day they've called me for the past like 3 weeks. But for 2 years now, they call me like once a week. It's ridiculous. Like,
I know there's a bunch of people online of people talking about how they got their free vacations. All they do is go to these presentations and say no, but clearly it's a lot easier said than done. You could just get harassed for years on end phone calls nonstop, or get trapped there and pressured all day long. We'll see
Use a
some more
burner
examples a little bit
phone,
later, but we
use
got
a
another
burner
comment from you guys right
identity.
here. We did a presentation once, and when we told the guy no, he straight up told my husband, "You must not care about your family." All my husband could do was laugh.
Don't ever go to a timeshare presentation under any circumstances. There's no reason. There's no free vacation that's worth putting up with this crap. These are low-class human beings. It's a low-class business. It's nasty. It's filthy. They lie. It's legalized fraud. Have I been unclear, Ken? I hate the timeshare business.
Yeah.
Because they screw people. And
Now-
I just can't stand when the consumer's getting messed over. It makes me mad.
So what if she can't get out of this?
She's going to write a check.
She has to pay it.
$14,000, and then
And
she's the
then-
proud owner, and then the stupid maintenance fees are going to go up every year.
Right. And then can she sell it?
It's like a disease you can't get rid of.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
You can't. They're for sale on eBay for $1.
Ooh,
Nobody
really?
wants them
Ah.
because you get the maintenance fees, and the maintenance fees go up every year. Because these companies are just straight up scum. It's just awful.
My parents had to file bankruptcy to get rid of theirs, and I almost signed up for one, and right when I was about to call, I called my mom, and she yelled, "No, don't do it." The sales guy's face looked so defeated because I put down my pen immediately. But we could go back to the eBay listings with this clip.
What cracks me up is like, if these timeshares were truly such a good deal, why are people essentially begging you to offload these timeshares off their hands for $1?
What if you like
a single
fake
dollar?
and I fake someone's identity? Like I'm saying, make up a fake human to take over your timeshare.
Offering us 6,500 points every other year for a total price of just, you know, $16,000. It was a
I'm gonna start an underground operation. I need humans with names to sign timeshares off to.
$1. That's how much they want to get rid of it. So it's like, if these timeshares are such good deals, why are people begging you to take their timeshare off their hand? It's because of maintenance fees like this that you have to pay that are not really talked about. Like, they bring them up, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely like, oh, you know, you're just paying to be a part of the property. It's to keep the property running, blah, blah, blah. Like, that is an extra $2,000 every other year that you're paying that is not a part of like your buy-in fee even. So I mean, if you do want a timeshare for whatever reason, go check out eBay. You can get them for like a fraction of the price.
We got another comment from you guys here. If timeshares were so valuable like the companies claim, they would allow you to walk away and return the share because then they could sell it to another customer because it's such great value. But instead they make it a nightmare to cancel because they're a scam with negative value and people wouldn't be trying to basically give it away on eBay. And I know there are so many people out there saying that they won't crack under pressure. They could just go to these presentations and say no a million times, but it's a lot harder than you think.
Someone in your group ever wants to participate in a high-pressure sales meeting for a timeshare? Don't do it, even if you do get 50% off park admission. As you can see, we did it. They said it would just take an hour and a half, tour the hotel, and then they'd show you the packages. In exchange, you get 50% off, all 12 of you, to get into any of the parks you choose from. So we checked out the hotels.
Didn't do any like bright
nice.
blue
You see Adina
sprinkles.
there, and my son Austin in the hammock playing around. I've done one of these meetings before, and I promised myself I would never do it again, and here I am doing it again. First off, they trick you with how nice and beautiful and great this place is. And it is really nice, but this is in Cancun, Mexico, and for some reason, this hotel is really far away from everything else. As soon as you get to the high-pressure sales
Yeah, all the timeshares. Well, okay, like the one I went to, it was a long drive.
Video for TikTok, and they shut me down fast. They said no recording in there, no recording in there. I had to break out some undercover recording. As you can see, everyone's thrilled to be part of this package. The first offer is $120,000. We can split it 3 ways.
I think the only acceptable use of like stealth over smart glasses
$120K
are recording things,
times a year. And
recording events in areas the public good.
It's easier to persuade somebody and make a terrible financial decision. Going over to the comments, say you're interested but have to copy all the documents before signing to be able to review by your attorney back home. That shuts things down fast. But my first thought is you could possibly have the issue that we saw earlier with the woman being harassed and called constantly for years. I don't want to have to deal with that. We got another comment here. I worked in timeshares for 10 weeks. Proud to say I didn't sell a single package. Behind the scenes, it's disgusting. The salespeople openly joke at how stupid the buyers are and share tips on how to psychologically manipulate buyers. During my time in this world,
I'm done with sprinkles.
A $94,000 package. That sounds pretty similar to another clip that we saw earlier. Within 24 hours, she wanted to rescind the deal. There's a short window, and I saw the same people who told me in training, we never lie. This is not a scam. Refuse to answer this woman calls after she wanted out. Timeshares are very dirty. You even have people walking around in public MLM style trying to get you into these timeshares as well.
I can usually tell people are bullshitting me from a mile away, but you timeshare presentation sellers are on another freaking level, man. I get caught every time. Like, so long story short, this lady comes up to me, gives me a compliment, I give a compliment back, and we just start casually talking. I'm a yapper, I love making friends, right? And I'm also a lover of knowledge. So we're just talking, she's sharing all these really cool travel hacks, travel stories, whatever. After I give her my entire life story about how much I love to travel, where I love to travel, and the things I like to do when I travel, she's like, I might have something for you. This girl reaches over, gets her iPad, and like 20 minutes later, I spent $150 on a timeshare presentation. Yep. And I left that interaction and I think about it to this day. I'm like, I thought I was making a friend. I thought I was bonding with somebody, okay?
So she ended up paying $150 to be able to go to a timeshare presentation to then of course be sold on even more things. That sounds absolutely insane to me. I fear this would be me. I'm so scared. They get me too. They got me too. Same with MLM folk. So I guess a lot more people fall for this than I thought.
I think my biggest regret in life is buying a freaking Hilton timeshare. They sucked me in. Not only is it insanely expensive, it's also like there's not a lot of them. On the map, it looks like there's a lot of them, but they're like very specific. Like, oh, you can only do so many nights here. You can only do so many nights. Don't listen to the timeshare representatives because they will lie and say whatever they want to say to get you to pay for it, okay? Don't be stupid like I was. I've had this thing for 3 years and I haven't used it once. Not once, okay?
Somebody asked in the comments, how much are you paying? It varies, but usually around $120 a month for 20 years. So by the end, it would be around $30,000, and she hasn't even used it yet. Somebody else says when you have kids, they're worth it, but I don't really know how that would work out because say even if you did go with your children, it would still end up costing more because now you have to feed them along with the travel expenses. And the creator responds, I do, but our schedule makes it impossible to use it currently. So now it's just a complete waste. Not using it for 3 years has to hurt. The creator responds, oh, it does. And me with my Wyndham timeshare. They scammed us for real.
I had a timeshare in my early 20s. Let me tell you the story. So my husband was military, and I had a full-time job, and we were pretty well off in that time period. So we decided that we could take his family to Disney World. We thought it would be a really great opportunity to kind of get them into something fun they've never done before. They haven't had really many trips or anything like that. So this was something really cool to do. Well, a month prior to the trip, the resort that we were staying at called me and was like, hey, we've got this awesome opportunity. If you sit through our timeshare presentation, you could get the trip for free. And we were like, yeah, absolutely. They're not going to get us. We're confident. We're smart. I was a salesperson. I knew what I was doing. You got there in that room and the pressure was on. We ended up getting a timeshare.
Oh my
But we're not 30
goodness.
yet and we're out of it, so I'm proud of that piece.
But still, you had to deal with that entire situation. And the easiest people to sell are other salesmen. Even if you think you could walk in all confident and just say no. Help me get out. I got into one in January, and this week I have to pay my second payment, and it's $1,000. I need your help. Just got one of the worst decisions of my life. There's so many people who are still falling for this.
I used a timeshare presentation with Hilton Grand Vacation to get a cheap rate on a hotel, but it was like the biggest cortisol spike of my life. I did it because I only had to spend $50 for a long weekend just to see like a presentation. So I was like, why not? But dude, that was so deceptive. Like we sat through a whole presentation, it seems great. You have like all these options for like these properties that you can go to and use points on, and you only have to pay a maintenance fee of like $1,700. But you get back and he slaps the real cost for you too. Look at this, screenshot this. Like with closing costs and upfront costs on this 80K investment, I would have to slap down 20 G's for that, for 10,000 points. Mind you, with their estimates, that's only good for like 4 vacations a year. And the prices they quote you on savings is the prices for peak season costs. Like they kept saying $900 a day at Hawaii. We Googled that and it was only like $300. And dude, if you
Alright, I mixed up a lot of the colors. What are those? Are supposed to be yellow.
APR.
Not to mention you could buy a Hilton timeshare resale for a literal penny. I genuinely can't understand how people get trapped in timeshares. I've never seen a single scenario actually be cheaper than just booking individual vacations wherever you want to go. I got one coming up in September, mentally preparing to say no 10,000 times in a row. I feel like it would ruin a good portion of the vacation. I'm an ex-timeshare worker, customer service, and all the owners have buyer's remorse. It's horrible. Never ever get one.
Now that my last timeshare video went viral, let's go over how insane this presentation was. Take a screenshot of that financial sheet from earlier just so you have a reference. When we returned to the salesperson's desk, we already gave them a ton of context that we probably shouldn't have. For example, I told them that we were house shopping and we're looking to put 40 to 60K down on a down payment towards a house. Mind you, that's money we saved up for. So knowing this salesperson whips out that financial sheet from the beginning saying that we need to put down close to 20K today to get this offer. He's looking at two people in their mid-20s thinking that we have 20K that we can just whip out like that. And if you look at the financials, right, the interest rate on this loan is close to 18%. That's almost as bad as a credit card. Mind you, while we're house shopping, we got pre-approved for our first-time home buyer's loan for around 6 to 8%. And for some reason, this guy says, oh, we're not a bank. Why don't you go to your bank and get a loan for this? Bro, what bank is going to give people in their mid-20s an 80K loan for a timeshare?
Now the first comment says 120 years at 18% interest is insane. I'm assuming though they're talking about 120 months, so it ends up being 10 years instead of 120 years, but still absolutely wild. Another person saying you could buy timeshares on eBay for $2. Why do people fall for this? And who vacations in the same spot? And they make a very good point. People like to travel to different places, and that's why there's some timeshares with the hotel companies, because then they'll advertise that you could go to various places, but all the most popular times to travel are already booked up. You're most likely going to have to go off season if you have work and kids. It becomes extremely difficult to be able to use it. And at that point, you're just throwing money into a fire.
But what do you do that's different?
If there was a resale market, we'd be all over it.
Sure.
we'd all be
There's no market
billionaires
for it.
because everybody wants out of their timeshare. You got about 10 million timeshare owners in the country. You call all 10 million of them, majority of them would love an opportunity to get out of them. So again, there's just no resale business. So what we're doing is we're working with timeshare attorneys, meaning attorneys that specialize in working with these developers to try to negotiate some sort of reasonable solution for our customers, for these developers to take it back.
And if you're one of the people who got roped into this, I would definitely look at an attorney, because once you start searching this up on social media, there are a lot of accounts trying to sell you things.
The first rule of getting a timeshare is never telling anybody you got the timeshare. It's embarrassing. You get stuck paying all of these fees and people think you're dumb. I swear that I did it for so much more than just a free room and breakfast. It made sense to me at the time, but I know I'm not the only one stuck with a timeshare. So I'm gonna show you exactly how to get out the way that my friend did.
So just like many other niches we've gone over, there are a bunch of accounts that are just undisclosed ads. This one is helping you get out of timeshares with a weird looking website, and it's just basically the same video being uploaded over and over again. The first half of the clip just seems like a normal person telling a story, and then you get the sales pitch. Another one up on screen sat through a timeshare presentation 10 years ago to get a free weekend at a resort. I'll never do it again. I can't explain how humiliating it was. I ended up buying it, ruined my credit, my savings, used it literally 2 times in 10 years. Salesmen are awful and good at their job, and I didn't know how hard it was to get out. I'd never heard of the website they're advertising that cancels it for you. I wish I canceled it sooner. You live and you learn, never again. Just the same type of account over and over again. So obviously you have to be very careful with anybody trying to sell you a timeshare, but then on the other side you have more people selling you stuff on social media to be able to get out of it. Everything's turned into just one giant advertisement. But that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now,
What
but
is
hopefully you guys
next?
enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys later.
On the cursed playlist.
I can't be the only one who feels this way. I can't be the only one who feels like we're making progress way too quickly, and the system we live in rewards morally compromised people and deeds. Now, within a certain subset of human beings, there exists an insatiable desire to improve. It is part of their nature. You can teach this level of desire in some people. You can bring it out through certain habits and disciplines, but other people are born with it, and they need to make their mark on the world. They need to be remembered. They need to have a legacy. They need to know that their work impacted the lives of thousands, if not millions, of people. And I think this is an unavoidable aspect of human nature. I think that if these people do not get the opportunity to exercise this desire, one of two things happen. They will either stop thinking about the positive or negative impact that exercising that desire will have on the world, and they will probably swindle people or cheat people or manipulate people, try to get the upper hand on hundreds.
Robust urban garlic flavor. Welcome home. Okay, I need to take a very brief break. This will not be a long one. But we got, I had a few things delivered. I want to go bring them in. I don't want to leave them on the front porch. So I'll be right back, guys. Just going to bring in some packages and probably use the bathroom quick, and then we'll resume. I'll be right back.
13 minutes later.
Okay, I'm back, and there will be no further breaks until the food arrives. The food is arriving, over an hour. Oh, wow. So I'll be here for about another, hour and a half, 90 minutes, and then food arrives, and then we do DSP tries it, okay? Cool. I'm back. Okay, let's continue. Okay, I'm back, and Assassin Gamer is saying exchange bones for Jaguar skins at the general store. Oh.
Wow, for once he actually started the playthrough video without giving a long-winded summary about the prior part that people of the 5 that just watched it already know.
What just happened? What the... something very bizarre just happened. It said my food was 7 minutes away. Now it has reset, and it says that the guy is en route, but it doesn't say where he is. It was 7 minutes away, like a block away. Where's the food? I think my food might be missing. I think this guy might have... I'm serious, like, I think I'm screwed.
Yeah, as we speak, the guy who
I also
DoorDash
suspected
Phil's order
immediately,
is
like, maybe he
driving
ate your
straight down
food,
to
maybe
Tijuana,
someone ate your
Mexico
food,
with
maybe he
that
got
delivery.
there
He's such an idiot.
and
He
saw
can't
that your food
comprehend
was
that
not
the
there. They had
GPS
to
isn't
remake your
working for like
food.
5 minutes. He just wants to find an excuse to complain every single time. And yes, obviously the food got there. Captain Crumbcake got his fast food.
And broadside cannons, let's do that. Do a bunch of upgrades. Then we're gonna go get my food. That's about it. It's all I can afford. I have no money.
Yeah, he spent all his available funds on Pokemon and other style of trading cards.
Increased damage by front
I didn't think they would be able to do it, but somehow the trolls got him to buy Magic the Gathering, Marvel Magic the Gathering, Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering, and One Piece cards. What the fuck is up with this dude?
Good stuff, right? That was fun. So the food is here. It just arrived. Let me set this up. It's probably ice cold because it took so long to get delivered.
Oh well,
Yeah.
if you want it done
I
faster,
don't think I
try and
should
get
have
Kat
to
do it instead.
redo the
I mean,
basic
yeah,
coloring.
If you're ordering food during a busy time of the day, there could be traffic, there could be stoplights. The roads
I
are
do
getting
have to
cleared
clean
for
it up a
Mr.
lot.
Phil Burnell.
So I think you guys can see how weird it is getting food delivered. So I always try to get it 3:45 p.m. It's now 4:06, so 20 minutes late. Sometimes I'll order it 3:45. It shows up at 3:30. So there's no way to actually get the food to show up at the right time when you have it delivered. It's completely random.
Yeah, well, Phil, if you want control over the time, you gotta do it yourself. And then there's other factors that go into it, like traffic, as I said before, that affects it.
All right, get the camera set up and I'll go get my food.
I'm not gonna do the DSP tries it part because I always find it long-winded and boring and nothing really of much value to sift through. So we're just gonna go straight to the end of his game tryout stream. Obviously it didn't hit the goal because he's doing 4 things at once and he's not entertaining. So there's no game to support there.
Conger looks great, like, to be honest. That looks like the graphics look really good, do they not? Like, I'm actually impressed with how it looks on there. However, Dole, and I wonder, for some people, you know, how that's aged. Do they find that funny? Do they find that boring? That's a pretty long intro for a platformer. And technically, we haven't even unlocked all the stuff yet. You know, we're still going to go through and all the other things are going to unlock as you play.
Yeah, his audience wants shiny new games, not rusty old games.
What sucks is this game doesn't have the online capabilities, right? It's like, I'll give you an example.
Really? You want to play more online matches? How about we enable voice
I
chat
don't know
and
what
see
color to make the
happens?
arms.
Anyway,
I just found that sequence so odd with the eyebrow raising, I had to play it multiple times.
Right.
He's not even looking at the camera, yet he's raising his
Yeah, okay.
eyebrows.
Anyway, this was a fun, chill night stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a good time just taking a look at these games with you, and I hope that you guys had a good time. I didn't even record it. I just basically am going to leave this as an archive stream so anyone can watch it after the fact in its entirety and see what we did together. For the record.
So I guess there wasn't a lot of unrecorded Begman guilt-tripping scenarios in this one, huh? He's actually right in that those Begmans have nothing to do with his playthrough. But here's the thing, everybody wants to see the Beggan. They don't want to see the gameplay. So we should do that with the reverse. You should cut everything but the begging out.
No, guys, we did not hit $150 to support. Therefore, we're not going to do any pack openings tonight.
Yeah, just have a variable goal. If you hit this certain amount, then it actually happens on the stream. But if you don't hit the amount, it happens on the next stream. It's like you got to have a set rule. If you start it as you open packs at the end of the stream and then change it like you did on the fly a couple weeks in, people are going to get upset. Like, honestly, what you should do is just combine both stream card pack totals and do it the next day on the podcast. Because, you know, anything he brings up on the podcast is not interesting at all. He doesn't have anything to say. It's just him bringing up his schedule like 40 times and ranting and raving about trolls and other stuff he shouldn't bring up. But no, he's like, the goal is this, and then it's not this if you don't hit this part, because he's just too lazy to edit 2 videos together, and he wouldn't know how to do that because he has to do his stupid intros, stupid conclusions. He doesn't know how to cut stuff out. Because then he'll be like, do I have to summarize what happened in the first part where I opened packs on this stream? He'd just get all confused.
As I've explained, there's no point in doing a entire video for one pack that's going to be done in 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, surprisingly, he's already done 38 whopping videos of this garbage pack unopening. Obviously, not getting a ton of views there, but most of them are over 8 minutes long. He has a few that are like 6 minutes, but he wants to drag it out as long as possible, even though nobody's watching for longer.
If we had at least gotten 2, I would have done it, but we didn't. So what we're going to do is save it for tomorrow.
Yeah, and you know what the total to get 2 pack rips is? 150. Otherwise, it's 100 and somebody has to bring in a $50 contribution. So yeah, the 150 goal is there, but the reward is even dumber than ever because you're rewarded by getting less gameplay and stuff you don't want to see.
And we'll do it together on the first stream with whatever kind of support that we get. To be honest, no, I'm not disappointed. It was funny you guys did support the stream for the first hour, and then for the last hour, like, not a single contribution. But for the first hour, it was heavily supported.
What happened? Did they fall asleep? Did they stop opening their piggy banks for you? Yeah, I'm not complaining. And then he goes into, well, you support for 1 hour, but you didn't support for the second hour. What happened, guys? I'm the same. Was it the game's fault? Did the game make you not want to pay me?
And I did enjoy hanging out with all of you. I'm not mad or anything.
He's not mad, guys. He's just disappointed that you didn't give him all your money. You see, whenever you have something go into your bank account, Darkside Phil wants 100% of it immediately. That's the rules. You're the king's peasants. You pay him everything.
Quite frankly, I just wanted to do it for variety, and I wanted to see for myself what those were, because I didn't know what some of those games were. And,
we had such a well-supported stream last night of Final Fantasy VI. I don't really, it's not a huge deal. So
yeah, Phil actually gets a thought about reality. Hey, wait, I got a ton of money from a lot of people, allegedly, even though we all know it was one guy, the day before. So they think I'm good for a while, so I'm not going to be hitting a lot of goals. And the hilarious part of this, his daily rap when he gets whaled out, 3 minutes. When he doesn't, 12 minutes. So it tells you what the daily rap's about. Not what he did on stream in terms of his podcast and playing the game, but actually his begging for money and how much support he got. Financial support.
Thank you to those who were here. If you chilled and enjoyed, I'm glad that you did. And tomorrow we'll reconvene and, hopefully get back on track with this stuff. And tomorrow night will be a late stream of more Final Fantasy VI. Now, I explained this on the earlier stream. I'll say it again. Final Fantasy VI, I can't make any money on it whatsoever on YouTube because the entirety of the playthrough will be claimed for the music. As stupid as that sounds, whoever has the licensing to the music basically told YouTube, claim all music for this game and we want all ad revenue. So those videos make me nothing.
Here's the reality. This is all nonsense. Like part 1, that's gonna have the most views, 1,000, okay? Part 2, not even 500. So he's gonna get probably like 300 to 500 per video. Yeah, he's probably not even gonna make $5 for each time he uploads gameplay of this game. So it's a moot point. It's just hitting me. I'm pretending I'm making more money than I actually am. So you need to support Phil by giving him an extra $3.37 each time he streams, when he's out here pretending that he's getting like hundreds of dollars from each video. The thing is, the ad revenue money he does get is because he has like 80,000 videos on the channel, and he's only getting like 14,000 views. I looked it up on Social Blade. That's around the average. That's not entirely accurate because you have the live streams, but like that's not nothing, but it's not anywhere close to what he gets on one live stream. No, I think what he's really complaining about here is the ad revenue while it's live is being claimed, because that is definitely more than what he gets from his on-demand uploads. Because let's say he actually averages like 200 to 300 viewers like it's showing us right now. That's worth more over 5+ hours than having 300 views on a video, obviously, or even 1,000. So I guess that's what he's seething about. Again, I don't think it's a huge amount. It's probably like a fraction of what he gets in one stream. Maybe he gets like 1/6 of his goal if he has a really good day in terms of viewership, if he runs ads like every 6 minutes or something stupid like that. But I don't know. All I know is that it's definitely, when he live streams the game, he's making more on ad revenue on the stream than he is on his on-demand uploads. That's fairly obvious.
So as long as you guys keep showing up and engaging and supporting with the Final Fantasy VI streams when I stream it, we're good.
Yeah, he's gonna be so disappointed when the whale doesn't drop by and the second stream is like 250, then the third stream is like 150, and then DSP will whine and complain and see that the goal is like 200 or 250 now. You know, if he was smarter and he actually cultivated an audience, he'd be better off streaming like 6 to 8 times a week because he can then have big streams. If you have a big stream, obviously your viewers are going to be tapped out and they're going to give you less the next stream. When you stream 12 times a week, it's like not rocket science whatsoever. Phil is like 5 people doing the heavy lifting for him in terms of donating, and he's gaslit himself into believing that's like 500 people supporting him. Like if he had a huge viewer base, he wouldn't have problems hitting goals. But when you constantly berate your audience, what ends up happening is that you get less people willing to contribute and willing to watch you.
So if you liked it last night, if you want that playthrough to continue, Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster, please be here tomorrow night and support that playthrough. Let's keep that momentum going. Also, like I said, we qualified for 1 pack opening tonight. We're not going to do a whole video for that, so that will carry over to tomorrow's daytime stream. Hopefully tomorrow we'll qualify for 1 or more pack openings, and then we'll do the Pitch Black tomorrow. Oh, by the way.
Well, actually, they already qualified for 1. They need to qualify for an additional 1. So instead of paying $150 for 2, they're paying $200 for 2. Unless somebody decides to be extra generous and give a $50 contribution.
One other update, because this might be an important update. Hold on.
It's not an important update. Whenever he says it's important, it's not.
I just want to confirm something. Give me a sec.
Hey, Iron Netsukai, you're gonna come back on the stream tomorrow night and wail out on me again? I'm hoping you do.
Waiting for a dono. Waiting to see if a package arrives.
Okay, so listen up. If all goes according to plan and nothing interrupts, which it might, because you remember what happened last week with the Final Fantasy cards, right? If all goes according to plan, tomorrow, if we're not interested in the Pitch Black cards, I have a box of One Piece cards arriving during the day.
Yeah, obviously, he didn't open the Pokemon packs. Instead, he opened One Piece because, you know, when he says we, it means him. And he really convinced them, aka told them, you want the One Piece cards, you don't want the Pokemon cards. Because what I say, we do.
Now, I don't know exactly when, but instead of opening a pack of Pitch Black, we could take the card pack from tonight and we could start opening One Piece for the very first time.
Who wants to bet that the cards already got there and he made up a lie so whenever he wanted to take a break to go get the cards, he could do so and pretend he was opening a package? Say you have extra little breaks built in your stream. He probably has a whole storage rack in the hallway with a bunch of card boxes on it.
We don't even know what those cards are like. I've heard that they look nice, that they're valuable, okay?
They're valuable. That's all he cares about. As long as they're worth money, it's important to him. Otherwise, not. You could just have an image of his toilet after he made a mess in it, and he would be like, if it's worth $400, I'll take this.
So we could do that instead. All right, so let's see what happens tomorrow. If the One Piece cards arrive during that stream, that'd be pretty neat to do a new box of cards, and then we can get back to the Pitch Black maybe after. Okay, all right, everyone. I want to say thank you. Nice, chill, late stream. Don't worry. I'm serious about this. Don't worry about the support for today. I didn't even care.
Dude, I don't
Guys,
care.
don't
if you hit the
worry.
support
Don't
goal or
worry.
not. You're the one
I feel like it's
constantly
all
mentioning
your
it.
fault. I
What,
feel like
you
it's
think your
all
fans
the
are
only
just, like,
thing
peeing
that I
their
want
pants
from
or
you.
something
Don't
in
worry.
fear of your wrath at not hitting a goal? Wow. That says a lot about you and how you run your streams. Must be a chill, fun, positive time there.
Last night was such an amazing stream with the amount of support I got. I knew if today was slow, I didn't give it. It was a great day regardless. And tomorrow we get back on track. Hopefully we'll open some One Piece cards, okay? More Final Fantasy VI, and of course, maybe for One Piece cards. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. On to close to 13 minutes of Darkside Phil saying he's okay with 2 goals not being hit, even though he constantly is insinuating he's not.
It was a day of way less support.
Why don't you talk about what fun things happened on the stream, not about whether you got money or not in the first 20 seconds of your video? You know he has the music amped up because he hopes detractors will get their videos claimed.
But considering how awesome yesterday went, particularly last night's Final Fantasy VI stream, number one, it was kind of expected, and number two, wasn't really a big deal.
It's not a big deal, but yet it dominates the first 30 seconds of his video. Hey guys, guess what I got up to today? I got a little less support than I usually do, but I got wailed out the day before, so it's all good. Wow, what a way to engage your audience.
But we have a lot to talk about because if you didn't see the morning show, a lot has changed. Allow me to explain. Let's go.
Oh, I saw a clip of this. I'll play it. Yeah, he thinks getting wailed out on one night means his life is entirely changed.
As a result of yesterday's streams, We got a lot of adjustments and things that are going down this week. So I just want to let you know exactly where we stand with everything, because we got a lot happening right now at a rapid pace. This is going to result in schedule changes, different versions of episodes that aren't the usual, new stuff coming up out of nowhere, and more. So let's talk all about it. It was crazy. Yesterday, my return day went very well. You know, not only having an awesome Pokemon Brilliant Diamond stream, but also an amazing premiere of Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster, the likes of which I never expected. You know, there's something to be said about being a victim of one's own success. That stream last night was so successful that
Phil can never not be a victim.
wanted or needed to do.
Amazing.
Wow, you either stream longer or you save it for the next stream, you idiot, considering you stream 12 times a week. But guess what? If you got whaled out on over $600, maybe you should do something special and stream a little longer. But no, you gotta just run away with your money and go to Sweaty Men JPEG Mobile Games and Gin.
You know, my late streams start around 7 p.m. Pacific time, and they're supposed to end by like 9:30, 9:45. I wasn't out of here till 10:30, and we still weren't done.
Cry me a river. You got more than double the support you do on a typical day. Get over it.
Okay? So many people showed up to support Final Fantasy VI, and I don't just mean, oh, one or two people. It was huge contributions on YouTube.
Yeah, by saying, oh no, it wasn't one or two people. It was definitely one or two people. I mean, it almost always is. You know, Phil, he can't contact 70 whales at once.
Huge contributions on Kick. Huge tips were coming in via PayPal. It was nuts, the support that people were showing for the classics. And so because of that, I basically owed you guys an insane amount of pack openings, the likes of which we didn't have time for, because obviously I wanted to play the game for a couple of hours on its premiere stream. No one would have been happy if I played for an hour and then opened packs for the rest of the night.
Wow, for once he actually gets that cutting into gameplay for the pack rips is not a good idea. The whale must have specified that in his demands. You know what he should do? He should just have one stream that's exclusively pack rips so we can just put it into a corner somewhere and don't have to deal with it.
Where I recapped what an amazing night we had of Final Fantasy VI last night.
Yeah, he recapped how much money he got, how much that one sucker gave to him.
So good that there was no way that I could even do all the content I was supposed to do. I was unable to open all those Pokemon cards that I owed you, and I explained that on that very stream right after the morning show. I would do a special edition of DSP Pack Rips where I would open those cards.
I mean, you're holding off like the one pack rip videos because you want multiple packs to be open, so of course you're gonna hold off that. What's keeping you from streaming longer, Phil? We all know you're up past midnight. You only finished at like 10:30. Special occasions cause for special rules.
And I also talked about how I'm increasing the frequency of Final Fantasy VI streams.
Oh, you know what that means. You gotta open up your piggy banks a little bit wider. Actually, a whole lot wider. It needs to be gaping. Actually, just take a hammer and smash it all entirely. Phil will take it all right now.
We're gonna play it 2 more times this week because people liked it so much, and I want to get a good chunk into the game while we have it nice and fresh in everyone's mind.
Translation: support was slow or less than expected, so he needs this big new shiny game to get him money. He's gonna be like, guys, we got over $600 last stream. Let's try and top it on the next one. It wasn't just one guy pulling the entire load, it was all of you, so you need to open up your wallets too.
So people can keep following the story and enjoying rather than having to wait an entire week to watch 2 parts. You know what I'm saying? So,
is anyone watching him? Actually, like,
surely are waiting with bated breath.
Engaged in the story.
I'm hoping that this whale comes back because he promised to come back.
Which then
I haven't watched a streamer play a plot-based game for such a long time. I can't imagine.
2 hours, 45 minutes of gameplay. It was a lot of gameplay today.
Remember when it used to be 3 hours of gameplay was the standard? Now 2 hours and 45 minutes is a lot. He's trying to get it down to 2 hours each day stream.
Without outright spoiling, actually the most disappointing visit to Jollibee I've ever had.
Yeah, nobody cares, Phil.
Now, support on this first stream, I'll be honest with everyone, it wasn't great.
Wow, I thought you said earlier it didn't matter. Why are you still making a big deal about it? You just can't help but scold your audience.
I think we made $80, okay? Which obviously, yeah, you want to do better than that. We didn't even qualify to open another pack of cards after the ones that we had already opened that I owed from the night before.
Yeah, complaint. He's not grateful he got $650 last night, because if you add that to today's stream, $730 across 2 streams. Sounds pretty good to me.
But the thing is, the night before had done so well, and quite frankly, I think some of the people who had been there the night before weren't going to contribute again the next day when they, you know, supported so much for Final Fantasy VI. So again...
Okay, so Iron and Sakai / Only Iced Coffee was tapped out. We got it. That means you weren't hitting the goal because your regulars are not as abundant as you claim they are.
I wasn't disappointed. I wasn't upset. I was like, I get it. It's fine. It's a daytime stream where we weren't going to get a lot. It's okay. Hopefully we bounce back next time we play Assassin's Creed. Okay?
Otherwise, he will throw a fit and he will reveal to you that it's not okay all along. Like, he's really showing you it's not about entertaining you, it's about extracting money from you. He doesn't care if you're entertained or not, he just wants your money. He's assuming if he can get money from you out of pity, that means you enjoy the gameplay. The phrasing bounce back means he's absolutely disappointed.
Well, here's the thing. Here's how the stream did. A lot of people showed up at the beginning, started watching me play Blinks and Fusion Frenzy. I started playing Crimson Skies. I noticed people started to get bored. There was a drop-off. People started leaving. Notably, the first hour, I made $100. I was like, wow, I'm shocked. I didn't even think I would make $100 tonight on the Xbox stream. Then guess how many contributions I got after the first hour?
Meep, meep. Meep, meep. Meep, meep. Meep, meep.
Exactly. So basically people got bored.
Then why didn't you go back to the games that they were liking then? They're going to stay on games that they're bored with? Or, you know, the games that you make boring because you make every game boring?
And that might be the problem with these older games is initially there's a little bit of curiosity. Everyone wants to see what they are. But as soon as you see what they are, oh, okay, I remember that game. That's it. So
you stream it once, you do the best you can to entertain your audience, and then you call it a day. This ain't hard, Phil. Somehow you complicate it, though.
Would I ever go back and do a full playthrough of any of these games? Likely not. But it was nice for a one-off stream. I'm grateful that I made $100 in 2 hours.
But you just said you made $100 in the first hour and $0 in the next.
And I explained to everyone, we'll carry over, because whenever I make $100, that's a pack of cards that I open, right? But I'm never going to do an episode of DSP Pack Rips for just one pack. Never. That'd be way too short and boring.
Actually, it has the potential to be the most entertaining because if you put energy into it, people would be like, oh, that's a good fun 3 minutes instead of a long, meandering, hour-long pack ripping segment where you're out of energy within the first 5 seconds.
So I said to everyone, let's save it for tomorrow. And I had an announcement to make, and I'll tell you the announcement in a second. One quick thing, and then tomorrow. Earlier today, I went to upload all my videos after the first stream. I was uploading everything normally, everything's fine. I go to upload the DSP Pack Rips video from the first stream. I drag it into the upload browser that YouTube has to upload. My PC turned off.
You may have overloaded your RAM there, buddy.
Huh? Okay.
Is this like a beginning of a new PC bag?
Got everything set up again. Started uploading again. Everything's working. One video, still uploading properly. I go to upload that exact same video again. My PC turned off again. It happened 3 times after the 3rd
Video's
time.
cursed.
I'm not going to try it again. Something's going on.
Well, that's extremely odd. It's probably something that happened on Phil's end. I can't verify that at all because I didn't try to upload yesterday. Maybe you should have tried to upload another video and saw what would happen.
Now, I looked online for like a reason why. There could be tons of reasons why. Could be a corrupted file. Could be something to do with power. But the problem is it's only that video, and that video plays in my video player and was able to be put into my video editor and edited fine. So how could it be a corrupted video?
It looks like so weird shaded like
what
that.
editing did you do to that video? Because you don't typically
Maybe like try
edit.
and
What you should
I
have
would like
done
try
is took the
re-encoding
OBS
it.
file, then put it in the software and then have it render it and then see
Your
what
PC to
happens after
turn
you
off when you're trying to
this
upload a
may be why
video.
you only uploads one
Sus.
hour video playthrough because he probably has files that are so large that his PC can't handle it. But you would think his new PC could be able to handle it because he got an absurdly high-powered PC for what he's doing.
Why would there be a power issue that only affects my power supply when I'm only uploading one specific video to YouTube and nothing else? I am completely confused. I don't know. I couldn't find any real explanation online. I asked the late stream. No one really knew then. I'm confused. If anyone has any ideas of what it could be, I just hope it's not a sign that maybe my power supply is dying because I gave up And what I did is I ran the video through a video editor to encode it at a different file type, right? Then I went to upload it, worked perfectly fine. And for the record, every other video that I uploaded earlier today, uploaded perfectly fine. Just this one video. So I really don't get it. I hope it's not a power supply issue. Last thing I want is to have to buy a new power supply and figure out how to not only install it, but manually hook up everything in that PC to it. Because I know, the graphics
even
card,
I
you got
did it,
special
Phil.
hookups and stuff. Oh, I hope not.
I don't want to hear him complaining about having to install a new power supply. I did it, and if I did it, then no one in this world has any right to complain about it. Oh, how imagine having to manually hook up all my... Yeah, okay, shut up. Yeah, Bill. What is next? Okay, there's 3 more minutes.
In the end of the stream, but it's like, dude, it's just non-stop repeating.
So I owe you a pack. Hopefully people will come and support Dark
I need
Souls.
to just
We get
fill
support with
in
multiple packs. Let's try
missing
out
there.
One Piece for the first time ever.
Yeah, he took the leap from we are going to make the decision to I made the decision, and this is what we're doing pretty quickly. But we all know when he says we, it's really just him.
Now, I explained this on the early stream. I'm just going to say it in a nutshell. Final Fantasy VI's playthrough is going to get completely claimed on YouTube for the soundtrack. For some reason, the people who own the rights to the soundtrack loaded it onto YouTube, and it all gets content ID matched. That means I make nothing.
Well, it could even be like if you have
of Final Fantasy VI.
deals with like certain distributors, they load it into YouTube's content ID system. It's not always
so
like
it sounds
the song
like
maker.
It isn't a live stream issue, which makes the complaining even more ridiculous. Like, what is he whining about less than 1,000 views every time he uploads 2 videos? So let's be real, like maybe 15,000 views that he's not getting ad revenue for when he gets over 400,000 views a month. Like, really, Phil? And that's assuming he plays it like 15 times a month, where odds are he'll probably tap out at like 12 times a month. So yeah, it's just an excuse to beg for
Mystical
more money.
Essence 02 says.
If you like Final
Today.
Fantasy VI, please do one of 2
Meow.
things. Show up to the streams and support those streams. Make them big streams so that way it's viable to do. Or leave
I
me a
mean,
tip. You can leave
I
me a
don't know
tip
if you can even call it a donut, so
via
donut
PayPal.
is
The
fine.
links in the description of every video and every stream. If you're watching on demand, you can leave a tip saying,
Welcome,
this
Mr.
is for Final Fantasy
Blessings.
VI. Sorry it got claimed. I want to support it. There you go.
Yeah, any dent should realize that they should never do that because Phil will
If I
never
was,
shout it out. When was the last time
better
he shouted
trained,
out a contribution he
I would
got
do
off
like a
stream?
glossy,
When did he ever shout out a super thanks he
thick
got? And it's like
effect.
the dumbest reason ever.
The
Let's be
frosting.
generous and say he loses $5 each time he plays the game instead of playing another game. He's losing out on 15 bucks, but if he's hitting goals of 150 every time he plays it versus games where he's getting like $90, he's ahead. Like, unless the archive streams get all the ad revenue taken away, it's just complete baloney. And even if the ad revenue gets taken from the stream too, it probably still is complete baloney.
Or just show up to any live stream and support it, okay?
Well, I'm glad we're on the same page as support being financial support.
Let's make Final Fantasy VI great tomorrow night. Let's open some packs.
Oh,
Let's
let's
have a
make
great
Final
day
Fantasy
tomorrow.
VI
Okay, everyone?
great
Thank you so
again.
much. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, he didn't have a good day, and then he tells people to wail out on the next stream he has. Cool. Sounds about right. Or should I clarify and say the next night stream, even though he also wants the day stream to be wailed out too? Well, that may or may not happen. Thank you all for watching. This is Robust turning off the station. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to show Phil the power of edited content, and I will see you all next time. Bye.
So coming from Yahoo Finance, Oracle faces $7 billion data center collateral hit. So I think this is an interesting story to talk about the build out for these artificial intelligence data centers. And this is also why I don't know. Talking about the financial component of AI technology is so frustrating, right? If we sit here and we talk about vector databases or neural networks or architectures or whatever else, that is relatively cut and dry, right? There's pros, there's cons, there's resource consumptions, there's how much you can sell the output for, the whole 9 yards, and that is what it is. And so one of the things that's very important to understand, again, at least from my perspective, is there is AI, or the concept of AI as a technology. And more or less, I'm very pro the technology. Now, I do not think we're going to get to AGI. I am not worried about the singularity or any of that crap, but it's good, solid technology. Just like NoSQL changed the world 15 or 20 years ago, artificial intelligence, I'm sure, will have a lot of benefits too. The problem that we get into with AI is that there's a technology, but then there's this whole financial machination valuation horse crap going on, right? There's a difference between saying, I think OpenAI's API is an incredibly good product versus, I think OpenAI
I wonder
wanted to
if
have
the
$1 trillion
words Machiavellian, which I know refers to like a
asinematically
person,
stupid, right? Those are two things.
and
I can think
machination have
OpenAI is
any
both cool and stupid
connection.
at the same time for different reasons. And so one of the problems we have with the build outs for the AI industry right now is so much of the money stuff out there is just so wonkadoodle, right? I did a video talking about this before where Anthropic is, or I'm sorry, AMD is investing $5 billion in Anthropic so that Anthropic can buy more AMD GPUs. And that's its own stupidity, right? So literally the vendor is investing in the customer so the customer can buy more of the vendor's product. And that's his own insanity, right? But then you get to this whole thing. And again, to be clear, I legally don't know how this works out. But AMD is starting to talk about backstopping Anthropic's data center leases. So one of the things to think about with a lease is, remember, with any kind of legal agreement, legal, contracts are basically worth about the paper they're printed on, right? Yes, you can go to court with contracts, but the thing that you find out with contracts is they're really a pain in the ass to actually push through the legal system, especially when everything goes to hell. So one of the issues with things like leases is the whole question with the data centers. They say, well, we want a customer. So Anthropic comes to them and says, hey, we want to lease your data center capacity for X amount of years, X whatever else. One of the questions the data center has to ask is how stable do they think Anthropic is?
Drink
How
some
viable
tea.
do they think Anthropic is? What happens if Anthropic goes belly up in 6 months?
I don't know what it
Or a
is, but
year,
I've never
or 2
had like an
years, or
issue of
whatever
needing
else,
to
right?
clear my
It may
throat a lot.
make more sense
But I
for an
also
AI
tend to
data
like try
center
and
to lease out
hum
their
and
hardware to a
sing and
hospital, right? It's not
keep
sexy, it's
everything
not cool,
nice
it's
and
not going to be worth $1 trillion,
smooth.
but they have a steady cash
Nom,
flow
nom,
every
nom, nom,
year,
nom.
and so they'll be able to pay the rent every year, and there won't be any issues. And so one of the things for data centers and all that kind of stuff
I don't
is
know
when
if I should
somebody's got to
try to
sign a
finish
lease,
this tonight.
they have to think about their risk tolerance.
I
And
think I'm
so
close.
what becomes interesting here with AMD is that AMD is saying, apparently from what I've been able to tell, that they will backstop Anthropic's leases to data centers. And what that would mean, if it's true, which is so fucked up, is that if Anthropic leases a data center and then Anthropic goes belly up or can't pay the bills for some reason, that AMD will then step in and pay the rent for Anthropic, which is just a tremendous amount of risk to take for somebody else's company. And this is the kind of weirdness that is going on in this world. And so what's interesting here, with Oracle faces a $7 billion data center collateral hit, is basically when you build out these data centers, there's a lot of other infrastructure that has to be built for the data center to function, right? There have to be additions to the electricity grid, there has to be additions to the roads and all of that kind of stuff. And the concept being for a lot of localities is if the investment goes as planned, it's great for the locality, it's great for everybody involved. But here's a question. What happens if an electricity plant builds on additional capacity and then Oracle goes bankrupt? Or Oracle can no longer fulfill its commitments for whatever reason. Well, now all of a sudden, the ratepayers in that area, they are now going to be forced to pay not simply for their electricity, but they're also going to have to pay for the improvements that were required for a data center that doesn't exist. So that's a funny thing. So basically, if you're a ratepayer in the area and a data center comes in, your electricity prices will go up because the data center is now competing with you. On the other hand, if the data center is going to go in, but then it fails, your rates are going to go up because all the improvements that had to be done to the electricity grid for the data center have to be paid for somehow. Oracle is not
Well,
going
the
to do it. So now
improvements mean that you will be spending more. They
and
don't
so
benefit
what this
you.
is with the collateral hit is the idea of the localities basically demanding collateral. If you do not actually build this data center, we want to know the improvements are still going to get paid for. And this becomes a real interesting question with all of these data center developments all around the country. Oracle could face more than $7 billion in collateral requirements. So understand with
I
this,
think it
this is
looks
not $7 billion
sufficiently
to actually build the electricity
evil
grid. It's not $7 billion
and
for the data
silly
center itself.
too.
It's not $7 billion for the GPUs. It's simply $7 billion
Actually,
for
I
the
might need to make
collateral
the
in
evil
case
grid maybe a
everything goes for
little
imagine this, folks, a
smaller.
data center adding another layer of financial pressure to its aggressive AI infrastructure build
I'd
out.
also need to
According to
add maybe
Financial
like a little
Times, Wisconsin regulators upheld rules requiring Oracle to
both
provide
shading and a
$7 billion letter
lighter
of credit or
outline.
equivalent security to utility We Energies. The arrangement could cost the company more than $100 million annually. The nearly 1 gigawatt facility in Port Washington is expected to require major investments in power generation and transmission. Wisconsin's rules are designed to prevent local customers from being left with those costs if a large data center project is delayed or abandoned. And so I think this is going to be interesting as there are more rules put into place about building these data centers. Everything from
That
the
aside, if
environmental
I'm gonna
rules
try to
to the
finish it,
collateral rules to all of that kind
put
of
it
stuff.
up.
It'll be curious to see how quickly a lot of these data centers get built. It was interesting. I was talking to somebody from Texas, die hard. They love Texas. But one of the interesting things is we were talking about the whole AI data center boom there. And they were not amused about the AI data center boom. And the curious thing is, right, you hear about Texas, right? It's all, do whatever you want in Texas. But the issue is that these data centers are causing real problems in Texas. And I asked them, it's like, well, if they're causing real problems in Texas, why don't the Texas voters do anything about it? And they said basically the problem is that the politicians put all these rules in place like 6 or 7 years ago. So 6 or 7 years ago, before they realized the disaster that these AI data centers would be, they put all these rules and policies in place to try to bring in data centers. Right? Because again, onesies, twosies, right? That type of thing. Like you want more data centers. That's construction jobs. That's increases the tax base, the whole 9 yards. So they gave all these sweeteners. They gave all these incentives for data center companies to come to Texas. The problem that they're dealing with now is way too many companies have decided to move their data centers to Texas. They are starting to find out in real time what a fucking disaster many of these data centers are. And so now they are trying to change the rules as
I
things
like
are
that a little
getting
more.
built based off of the rules that previously existed. And so one of the curious things to be looking at is what's going to happen going into the future as data centers start trying to be built in other locations. We see that that New York State basically has a moratorium on data centers for at least a year until they can come up with rules for data centers. I think you're going to start to see more and more states try to come up with those types of rules, and that is simply going to increase the cost, right? So all of these data centers that already have astronomical costs, you're going to start adding billions of dollars to the cost to build out these data centers, which then brings back the fundamental question of the viability of these things. Does it actually make financial sense to build these data centers? So anywho, what do you think about this? What do you think about Oracle having to come up with a letter of credit for $7 billion for collateral for their data center? Now, what do you think about this? Again, with the question of the viability of OpenAI, right? With this circular financing thing going on. Remember, OpenAI has signed $300 billion of contracts with Oracle for Oracle to provide them services. Sam Altman has come out and stated that anything less than a $1 trillion IPO is a non-starter. If they don't hit $1 trillion, they're a fucking failure. That's a hell of a thing to say, right? And so think about this. If you're in Wisconsin, Oracle is coming in. They say they're going to build this data center. Therefore, there has to be all of these improvements in Wisconsin infrastructure. But Oracle's data center is predicated on being paid by a company that literally has to have a $1 trillion valuation. How easy is it for the people of Wisconsin to get screwed in the blink of an eye because, again, of these AI perverts out there? I don't know. What are your thoughts? Put your thoughts down below. If you like these episodes, do remember they're on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. Link is down below. If you want to follow me on LinkedIn, there's a link down there too. With that, see y'all later.
According to MIT, AI is now more expensive than human workers in 77% of the tasks companies have attempted to automate, with more than half of employers regretting their AI-driven layoffs. And while 95% of corporate AI projects have failed to replace human labor, companies are spending even more money rehiring the workers they laid off, raising the question, who will ultimately pay the price for this failed attempt to make us obsolete? While it has become unbelievably obvious that these layoffs had
feel like I
very
need
little
to
to
add
do with
more
AI, as less than 1% of layoffs in 2025 resulted from genuine productivity gains driven by artificial intelligence. This relentless pursuit to replace human workers has revealed not only the lengths companies will go to improve the bottom line, but that the broader economy may be an even bigger house of cards than we realize. Similar to how AI companies have reshuffled these same hundreds of billions of dollars between one another through circular financing, big tech has also created the illusion of AI dominance through layoffs. When considering the tsunami of headlines claiming that companies such as Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, and Google were conducting mass layoffs through AI restructuring, you would expect their employment numbers to have collapsed from their 2022 highs. Yet, Microsoft now employs nearly the same number of workers it did in 2024 and over 3% more than in 2023. Google has already surpassed its 2022 employment high after 4 consecutive years of workforce growth, while Amazon remains only slightly below its all-time high after 3 straight years of expansion, hiring more H-1B workers in 2025 than the number of employees it officially laid off. Meaning that in order to preserve the illusion of AI-driven productivity and scare the nation's workforce into submission, big tech led millions of Americans to believe that artificial intelligence was replacing workers on an unprecedented scale, while in reality, outsourcing American jobs, reshuffling the same highly sought-after talent, and simply rehiring workers shortly after laying them off, all while benefiting immensely from increased stock prices following AI layoff announcements, ultimately proving that for big tech, the narrative surrounding AI layoffs and artificial intelligence overall capabilities has become far more valuable than the actual layoffs themselves. However, beyond the select few firms with the most to financially gain from the AI race, essentially every other business is now being pressured to adopt AI at virtually any cost. According to the AI layoff trap, a research paper published by Wharton, companies are becoming trapped like a snake eating its own tail, where the paper's co-author,
can't the snake just stop eating its own tail?
No matter what the other companies are doing, your best strategy is to adopt
Why is
as
the
much of
snake
this
trapped
technology as possible,
eating
and that's
its own
called
tail?
a dominating strategy in economics. Meaning that regardless of whether artificial intelligence is capable of replacing workers or not, these companies are being forced to participate under the belief that failing to adopt AI could leave them at a severe competitive disadvantage, where, just like the snake eating its own tail, many of these companies are now rehiring the very workers they laid off after AI failed to deliver effective productivity gains, all while continuing to do layoffs and spending billions of dollars on AI initiatives. Ford, after replacing workers with AI, quickly rehired 350 veteran graybeard engineers after automated AI quality control systems routinely missed critical design and manufacturing defects. Klarna, after boasting it had not hired a single human worker in 2024 and cutting an additional 700 call agents after claiming its OpenAI model was far more efficient, with CEO Sebastian Simonowski even stating, "I'm of the opinion that AI can already do all of the jobs that we, as humans, do," is now rehiring call agents after admitting its AI-first strategy resulted in substantially worse quality. Even in the simplest examples, fast food chains have aggressively pushed to replace minimum wage workers, yet McDonald's quietly ended its AI drive-thru pilot after the system repeatedly failed under basic real-world conditions. Orders included totals as high as 260 chicken McNuggets, customers were charged for 9 iced teas instead of 1, and the system routinely placed bacon on ice cream. Pizza Hut is also facing litigation from its franchisees after allegedly forcing the adoption of an AI-powered delivery platform that resulted in roughly $100 million in lost business and enterprise value, proving that instead of making human workers obsolete, many of these AI layoffs have accomplished the exact opposite, leaving companies to absorb the cost of failed attempts to replace human workers while paying even more to rebuild the very workforce they attempted to remove. Even in the few cases where AI successfully performs the work companies expect it to, these initiatives still cost far more than human wages. According to MIT, AI was cheaper than humans in only about 23% of the time studied, and the remaining 77%, the full cost of implementing and operating AI,
That's the only thing I could do to make it way better, would be fixing the perspective on
exceeded the
this.
cost of using human workers. Uber CTO, for example, recently disclosed that the company burned through its entire 2026 AI coding budget in just 4 months, while their COO and president, Andrew McDonald, publicly admitted that token usage did not directly correlate with useful features being shipped to customers. Microsoft, despite investing approximately $13 billion in OpenAI and generating up to 30% of its own code through artificial intelligence, instructed engineers in one of its largest divisions to stop using an AI coding assistant after the bills became too expensive. One unnamed company, according to Axios, accumulated a $500 million Claude bill in a single month after management failed to establish a usage cap. Even NVIDIA's vice president of applied deep learning acknowledged that the cost of compute for his team now far exceeds what the company spends on the employees using it. Meaning that if AI continues to cost more than the workers it was supposed to replace, companies will ultimately be forced to either invest into human workers once again, or continue burning billions of dollars on AI initiatives that have yet to generate a single dollar in profit. However, rather than reverse
Thank you
course,
for
companies
the
are instead
follow,
choosing to shift those
possibly.
costs
I
onto the
missed the
generation of the
notification.
workforce. While certain firms, such as IBM, have already
Follow the
recognized the long-term
subscription
consequences of
and the
refusing to
like.
train the next generation by tripling the number of entry-level positions they hire, much of corporate America is eliminating entry-level positions to free up resources for further investment into AI initiatives. According to a survey of over 1,000 U.S.
What am I
hiring
missing
managers,
now?
55% have shifted at least some of their entry-level hiring budget towards AI tools and investments, with 48% stating they would rather invest in AI than hire and train a recent college
feel like the
graduate.
black did
A separate resume.org
good,
survey found that by
but
2027, 47% of employers expect to eliminate entry-level roles entirely, ultimately leaving Gen Z to enter the workforce while not only watching the job market implode in on itself, but also being
Gonna do
forced to
right
compete
there.
for even fewer positions through platforms filled with AI bots and job scams. According to a study by the Stanford Internet Observatory, researchers uncovered over 1,000 AI-generated profiles with more than 70 businesses listed as employers, creating the illusion of job opportunities simply to extract personal information. And as artificial intelligence makes data extraction even more profitable, individual action becomes the
this can
only
be
remaining
dirty.
option. Considering everything we've discussed, and the hundreds of thousands of lives that have already been uprooted and discarded in this pursuit to make us obsolete, the bigger question becomes, if AI continues to fail to deliver on its promises, how did these companies admit they were wrong after spending hundreds of billions of
Admit they
dollars
were
chasing
wrong.
the supposed revolution? Well,
Excuse
the
me.
unfortunate reality, for us anyway, is that they realistically can't. When looking at big tech alone, the most profitable companies in the history of humanity, Amazon, Oracle, Google, Meta, and Microsoft, are on track to spend between $700 and $800 billion on AI initiatives this year. That level of spending has become so extreme that aggregate free cash flow among these companies is projected to approach zero or even turn negative by 2027. And
I
that's
mean, yeah,
before
I think it's
accounting
already
for roughly
negative.
$400 billion
Pretty
in
sure Google
on-balance
is now
sheet debt,
negative cash flow.
alongside in a key analysis, estimating that they may be carrying as much as $1.65 trillion in hidden obligations through private credit, long-term data center leases, and GPU supply contracts. However,
I mean,
this
technically
spending
they
is
aren't
directly propping
carrying
up
it,
the
it's
US
their
economy, with the
SPVs,
incentive to keep this train
and the
moving
people at
now
risk
being
are the
fueled
private
at a
credit
national level. After decades of
holders.
economic mismanagement left the United States with $39 trillion in debt and on pace to surpass 55 trillion by 2035. The only remaining way to maintain the appearance of economic strength has become the illusion of future growth. And right now, that illusion is being carried almost entirely by artificial intelligence. We can already see how politically intertwined this race has become, with OpenAI reportedly discussing giving the US
YouTube is also missing like a
5% ownership stake as
dashboard of stream
for the
events.
infrastructure required to continue expanding, meaning that admitting this experiment has truly backfired would no longer threaten only the companies funding it, but due to just how entrenched this AI initiative has become within the economy. It would wipe out trillions of dollars from retirement accounts, trigger mass unemployment, destroy household wealth on a scale rivaling or even exceeding 2008, and stunt an entire generation's earning potential for years, leading me to believe that rather than seeing mass rollbacks on AI initiatives, or companies finally seeing artificial intelligence as just a tool to help workers be more effective, we're more likely to continue seeing headlines about AI layoffs, while many of those same workers are quietly rehired to train the system supposedly replacing them. And that cycle will continue until artificial intelligence genuinely replaces human labor, or, in my opinion, the far more likely outcome occurs: circular financing, workforce reshuffling, and speculative investment are no longer enough to keep the gravy train moving, leaving taxpayers to once again bail out enormous amounts of corporate greed. And so what I hope that we're beginning to recognize is that in so many different ways, these AI layoffs don't really have anything to do with AI. It's LLMs to begin with. It isn't even AI. But in one regard, these layoffs allow companies such as Big Tech the most effective blanket justification to do essentially whatever it is that they want and to be able to profit immensely from that. Everybody else, it's been made unbelievably clear that they have absolutely no issue with gutting the workforce, making hundreds of thousands of workers' lives completely unstable, and burning their empire to the ground
The
just to make sure that their
die.
competitor doesn't get some sort of edge on them or doesn't become number one. It really is like a snake eating its own tail. And when you look at the incentives, I think all of this always boils down to incentives. These companies have made it unbelievably clear that the majority of corporate America and
withstanding any requested edits,
put all of their cards on the table, and they've shown that AI isn't really a
do
tool
not know
for
what I will
productivity
draw.
or efficiency, or to make workers more effective, whatever kind of utopian,
A good game.
balanced version that they're trying
Horizon
to paint.
Forbidden West calls
The
my
reality
name.
is that they're trying to find a way to be able to replace as much human workers as
Alright,
they
let
possibly
me see if I can find this
to
one
do their
song, though.
best to make workers obsolete.
I know the exact freaking song. Let's see, but let me see if I can remember who. I think it's Fable. I don't think it's okay. He has so many that are like own. If it's not Fable, maybe it's Subvide. I'll know it by the melody. No, it's not. I don't think it is. No, maybe it's Lost. Oh, wait, Lost. I think it is. Yeah, Vigilante. Vigilante Deku, come on, please be it. I'll know by the first second. Yeah, okay. I am alone. I will find the answers, but the answer's never there. I'm lost, lost, lost. Drive me home. I can feel this cancer, but the truth is that I'm scared. Ah, ah. You know, sometimes I like this style, and sometimes it gets creepy.
That's the sound of my bad decision. That's the sound of his intuition. That's the sound of this cold division. I can't rest, there's no intermission. If I fail, then there's no revenge. Just lonely visions of a holy mission. With more collision for the poor in prison. Get me out, cause I'm lost. And your time is up. Body, soul, and your mind corrupt. I can't save those that I can't trust. But trust. Yeah, I might erupt. Got emotions that I can't touch. It's the type of pain that you can't close shut because
I am alone. Find the answers, why is the answer never there? I'm lost. Drag me home. I'll cure this cancer, but the truth is that I'm scared. Lost.
Anel Yaramuro 5713 says, how the hell did I get here?
You took the wrong way down. You should run. I'm lost. Well, I mean, I guess you're lost.
Anel Yaramuro 5713 says, I don't regret witnessing this work of art.
I don't know, you might. Okay, here's your kind words permit you a song request. I mean, I don't know. It has to be if you're not into nerdcore, then nothing I like might interest you. No, what did he say? My crime? Oh, cross. Feels the anger I'll regret. I would say that I'll be fine, but I might just end up dead. I'm a ghost inside the city and the streets are painted red. Anarchy designed just to get inside my head now. I am alone. How to find the answers? Why are the answers never there? I'm lost. Drag me home. Left to cure this cancer, but the truth is that I'm scared. I'm lost. Anger, I regret. I think I would say the chorus repeats this. There's no point to repeating it the last time. Lost. The head tangle all the way to hell with the Reaper in my bed. If it meant I'd save my family, if it meant I'd save my friends, I'm just waiting for the end. I'm lost. See, I haven't watched My Hero Academia, so I have no fucking idea what Deku is doing. I don't fucking know. No one fucking knows. You can't convince me anyone knows. The longest is a... I lost. Karaoke. Hopefully that clip worked. Otherwise, I'll be salty. But yeah. The answer's never there. I'm lost. Oh no, I'm like awakened. I'm supposed to go to sleep. Oh well.
Forced down a path led to sorrow.
Make me hate me tonight.
So you
could end me tomorrow. The daylight and my midnight. And the road from before. I fight to save your life on the wrong side of the war. Wrong side of the war.
let a fucked, somewhat corrupted villager find me. Stuck inside two sides of my lifeline are colliding. Yeah. What do I choose? I've gotta prove myself to you. I've gotta pick which half to go through. All of my life been set up as a script. I'm so through. Left on a back home, and I still don't hate all of the ones that I've thrown out.
Clever people to say, all the time when he's running,
Anel5713 says, I just joined the stream and bro, a furry was drawing a masterpiece, absolute peak.
I don't know, it was just a face. It wasn't even that. I wouldn't even say this at the stream. I'm very self-depreciating. It's lovely. On the wrong side of the wall. Wrong side of the wall. More than I'll ever be able to say. I gotta offend the donut man. To the client.
Whispers in the shadows, eyes glow so luminous. I've been in the gallows times before, but something was different.
To be paid. See, no matter, I want to sing this at the same tune, like really, really bad. Yeah, but my vocal cords, I can't, but I want to. Really, really, really want to. I'll never be able to say. I get the lyrics. Someone in the comments posted the lyrics. Anyway. Whispers in the shadows, Eyes glow so luminous. I've been in the gallows time before, but something's different, a price to be paid. Brackets were empty. See, I can't. I fail right there. But I won't let you drown. Don't look back, you're feeling attacked. Why don't through that just to carry it back? But you then, no one could break you now. How will you make it out? Don't look back, you're feeling attacked. Why go through that just to carry it back? Break you then, no one will break you now. How will you make it out? In shadows, weariness, whispers in the echoes as before. I've got it going, but I don't know alone. They need something to show as the level is rising. I'll stand on my own. Most people, they see me but can't look right through. Real love through. And daily, the vertigo as the level is rising. I'll stand on my own. Don't look back, you're feeling attacked. But go through that, carry it back. No one could break you then, no one will break you now. How will you make it out? Make it out. I never wanted to taste it like grapes at all. Garner to taste. Such pretentious writing. Don't look back, you're feeling attached. Why go through that just to carry it back? No one could break you then, no one will break you now. How will you make it out? Don't look back, you're feeling attached. Why go through that just to carry it back? Who'll break you then, no one could break you now. How will you make it out? How will you break you down? I call this my lazy way of drawing, when I just put color down. I'll be your idol. Keep you obsessed. Sleep with a beat in your head. When it hurts, sing another verse. I can be your sanctuary. Oh, I can be the husband now. I can be the devil if you don't get down in the power more than gold. And you gave me your heart down here for your soul. One who'll love your sins. This gets underneath your skin. You can do the choir. Can I get the book a little higher? Your desire can be the fire you rely on. Oh, but I feel you can't look away. Oh, but I want you to say, ooh, I don't know the fire. I only need time to think your bottle. scene, I'm an idol. Looking from the pain, cause I'm going viral. The actions of fever, making me a believer. I got to so keep it all inside. The pain and the shame, keep it out of sight. There's a connection, but it's good, give me all your attention. Only one who love your sins always gets underneath your skin. Reach into the fire, and I get the mic a little higher. Higher, I can be the warrior, lion. No, cause if you can't look away. No, 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 I need to save you. Hold on your knees and it beat your battle. Beat your battle. Better in a dream now. Too late, cause you're mine now. I will set you free. You're all a part of me. Push into the choir. Can I get the mic a little higher? You desire. I can make the world on fire. I'm gonna cheer you, can't look away. No one is coming to save you. And I got admire. Go on your knees and it beat your idol. There's a way to make this grow. Won't stop till I'm number one. Up, don't stop till I'm number one. Get back up. Get back up. I've been working for, I put my best foot forward. Down, só tem nesse pro meu corpo e as sonhos, ele não se escreve, sonhando que alguém eu fui, mas não olharei pra trás, não sempre de paz. Try to blindly sing. Não vou ver, é meu dever, vou para teu seja o número. I got the same problem with Japanese, where I don't know where words start and end. Back up, gonna take my crown, living round, oh. I found everything that I've been searching for. Best foot forward. This is my hack for fixing things that aren't symmetrical. Something clear. Get back up and head knocked down and back my ground in. And my ground and then round. Everything that I've been searching for. Best foot forward.
keep it stable, leading from a place of fear. You left nothing at the table. They really couldn't be more clear to me. If they could
Understand the guiding hand to be a friend. I would take it away, take it away. You can say I'm not waiting, they rose. Always waiting, the eruption holds the crown.
I could talk a lot about it. When have words ever got me far? Learn the motives and the
But it's sometimes left ahead and even get this from you.
you can take the
road.
pain after the sorrow. Change my for tomorrow. May a king
Dreams. Understand the guiding hand to be a friend. I could take it away, take it away. Say we're not fighting, we stop fighting ourselves.
In this realm of muted hues, I am the spark breaking through. Behind these eyes, veiled in allure, dwell tales are told in silence pure. I feel their eyes on me, just wanna sink the teeth, but they so
Desperately, whatever the need, if they just ever see me again. Promise you will see them again. Tell me what you want from me. Tell me what you want from me. My ambitions have been met, but I'm not finished yet. So tell me, who's next?
a whispering chaos.
Vibrators. Those are from how to fight. Reality bends. I am the beginning where eternity ends.
Reflections deep, labyrinth where I sleep. A
Green universe.
Oceans coming blue.
Universe.
Algophidius Gray says,
Wow.
GUH.
Wow. From me. Welcome. Forward from me. What you gonna be? Conditions have been met, but I'm not finished yet. So tell me, who's next? I have been.
Broke you down, I left you shattered. Treated you like you didn't matter. I left you alone in the rain.
In your pain.
Algophidius Gray says, Holy auto-tune.
You think so? You don't think this is his natural voice? I wouldn't know what to do. It's too late to ever go back. Now the question is, can I sing better than auto-tune? In the end. Can I sing something worse? Well, maybe not. Maybe auto-tune is just the peak of audio. I can never reach it. Now you left you shattered. Treated you like you didn't matter. Left you alone in the rain with your pain. And finally wrote this tragic. If you love you, thinking you, I don't know what to do. It's too late to ever go back, but all I need is you to forgive me in the end. I don't have to play pretend. Rise above all that you went through. Turn into my mind, I'll never break my heart again. Next time we'll die together. Vision that you needed. But all I need is I found the lyrics. You went through, it's burned into my mind. I'd never break your heart again. This time we'll die together. Okay, I wasn't the person that you needed. Was putting damage on your heart, I didn't see it. All the mistakes we made with you, I just repeat them. I was blind to the darkness I was feeding. I'm the reading that you burned away. All the love you had and the hate you hold was just driving you mad. Hate to blame for the ice in your flame. In your life that was changed, it was burned into ashes. You may hate me and want to erase me, but all I need is you to forgive me in the end. We don't have to play pretend. Close our eyes forever. All that you went through burned into my mind. I'd never break your heart again. This time we'll die together. Wanted to see you hurt like this, then how could you leave me to burn? I was just a kid, my pride and ego blinded what I did, and now you gotta burn for the price of your sins. To save you, I try to find you, and I look in your mom, when I look in your eyes. True love is all a lie, you can't repent. I'll be with you till the I push you too far. My broken heart bleeds from every scar. I'll see it through till the end. All I need is you to forgive me in the end. I don't have to play pretend. Surprise forever, all that you went through. Turn into my mind, I'll never break your heart again. This time we'll die together. It is you. Break your heart again. Die together. Last song, and then
Algophidius Gray says. NNG.
Last song, and then I go to sleep. Let's see if I can sing this one without looking at the lyrics. It isn't over, Cinderella. The kingdom might fall. I'll protect the people and the evil. For all of those who feel small, I'll fight until down ignite. I forgot about that. I like this song too much to draw during it, so just stare at this. Me. I need to thicken the lines a lot. Whatever. It'll either get made or not get made. No one's paying me. Where are the lyrics? Give me my lyrics. Hopeless after all, though the kingdom might fall, I'll protect the people and the evil. For all of those who feel small, I'll fight until the chains that hold me down ignite. I can feel the fire burning inside. Every time I bit the blade, I brought myself to take my final breath. Walk into the room, that's how you feel. You can say mad, I'll work hard on my skills. When you get lapped and wonder what happened, it's just my will. The will to go stronger, will to train harder, will to fight longer, will to get kills. There's no better than me in my field. Hear the sirens ringing out around the world. I just wanna make it safe so I can push through pain. I won't show restraint, so when I light my flame, hear me say, it isn't hopeless after all. Though the kingdom might fall, I'll protect the people and the evil. For all of those who feel small, I'll fight until the chains that hold me down ignite. I can feel the fire burning inside. Every time I wield the blade, I prep myself to take my final. Time won't wait for you, and it won't show where to take you to. That's when they're aim to choose to be alone. There's something to be grateful to, yeah. Anything to save the crew, that's when I get stuck in my own hate for you. It's like, so what? So I'm gonna make it through, and I'm gonna go so far I can take the truth. You have unlimited time just to make a decision, yet they're still rushing to make it in minutes. Then at the end I'll make you wish you didn't, and maybe next time you must just mind your business. I've just given and been like a person as long as I live, and a hero is what I'm a be when I finish the count on my will and my skill and ambition. Take a chance at the sky like an open fire. I'm in the fire, the smoke's bound to follow. I risk it all so you see tomorrow. Don't be afraid, it isn't hopeless after all. Though the kingdom might fall, I'll protect the people and the evil. For all of those who feel small, I'll fight until the chains that hold me down ignite. I can feel the fire burning inside. Right, oh, I'll rise, even if it's really past my time. I'll still fight you till the brink of night. Yeah, I'll fight until the chains that hold me down ignite. I can feel the fire burning inside. Every time I wield the blade, I prep myself to take my final breath. I can say that I have no idea what to do with the final inside. I can't scream. I don't know how to go higher. Night, I'll fight. There's nothing that hold me down ignite. I can feel the fire burning inside. Every time I feel the breath. I should. Wait. One more time. If I had to choose one, just one, what would it be? It'd be... Takedown? Oh no, does Gojo turn evil or some shit? How can I get spoilers from YouTube thumbnails? I don't care. He's always gonna be Gojo in my head. Take down, down. I mean, I don't know. Takedown is not... but I want it anyway. down, 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 down. Introduce girls to the world. It's a takedown. You see the eyes, what the on the inside of those eyes and inside. Maybe nice try. Look at the vibes. Open my eyes. The night does I see a real face, but it's deadly within. Oh. Your place, cause you're rotten within. When your patterns start to show, it makes the hatred wanna grow out of my veins. I don't think you're ready for the takedown. Break you into pieces in a world of pain. Cause you're all the same, yeah, it's a takedown. A demon with no feelings don't deserve to live. It's so obvious. I'ma gear up and take you down to oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 da, 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 down. Oh, oh, da, 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 down. It's a takedown, I'ma take you out, you break down. Like what? It's a takedown, I'ma take you out, and it ain't gonna stop. Begging and crying, all of you dying, never miss my shot. And it starts to show, it makes the hatred wanna grow out of my veins. I don't think you're ready for the takedown. It's a takedown. Demon with no feelings don't deserve to live. It's so obvious. I'ma gear up and take you down. Oh, 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 down, down. Oh, oh, down, down, down. Oh, oh, da, 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 down. Oh, oh, da, 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 down. Oh, you're the master of illusion. And I feel that you love me, man. Look at all the masses that you're fooling, but they turn on you soon. So how can you sleep or live with yourself? A broken soul trapped in the nastiest shell.
T4P3 3.05 says, hello.
Hello. You can try, but you can't hide. Take down, I'ma take you out. I mean, then it's just the same thing over and over. Welcome to my stream where I sing and sing and sing. Sorry. Golden, how it's done, or what it sounds like.
T4P3 3.05 says, do you critique viewers' art?
Sure. But if you send me porn, I mean, I'm already expecting it. And I mean, how could I critique anything? I do not know. If you have seen my artwork, I suspect you have not seen my artwork. Oh, you're the master of illusion.
T4P3 3.05 says, no, it's not that bulletin on MMY channel in posts. I just posted something I made.
I'll see. Yeah. I mean, it looks like a good candidate for a profile picture. Amp. I see it's like a TV head character. Very ragged. Wires are sticking out. He's got bandages. His screen looks all cracked. I mean, I can't critique it. Because I don't know. Critique is, you know, pointing out what could be improved, and then, you know, the critique sandwich. You gotta point out something good, point out something that can be improved, and then you gotta finish up with another good thing. I don't think you're at the point where you need to be critiqued. I think you just need to draw a lot. And look up drawbox.com, do gesture drawing and figure drawing, and learn all the drawing things. You're not at the point where you need critique. That's my take. Okay. If I'm probably not gonna spy another song that I want to sing. Which means I should probably sleep. But I want to sing. It's such a shame. I hate anyone that calls it reverse parking instead of, backing up, backing into the spot. Like, it's all parking. Okay, there's a Music of Asia YouTube mix, but like, it's not Asian. It's nerdcore. It's all nerdcore. It's all very Western and nerdcore. Into the game for out on the game board, dropping like rainfall. This is your moment, eyes on the pulpit. That's just outline. Your praises, la la la. Your name, la la la. It's no step, you're immortal now. 'Cause God, once you play God, you're gonna rumble one by one, and you go right into the sun. The day my kingdom come, everywhere. God, 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 God. God, 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 God. Into the big show, look on the ladder, look at your name in the rafters. A brief moment of silence. That guy woke up and chose violence. Jesus, la la la, him in my name, oh la la la. This is how we're immortal now, 'cause God, you're gonna crumble one by one, and you go right into the sun, like it's the day my kingdom come. Baby, where? God, 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 God. God, 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 God. I don't like the animation for this song at all. Just like normal guys with weapons. I'm on my knees begging for Murray. Complete this underdog story. Can't lose myself again. Help me win this home. I'll break the rules one by one, and you go right into the sun, like it's the day my kingdom come. God, Once you play God, they're gonna crumble one by one. Right into the sun, like it's the day my kingdom come. Where? Good gods. Good gods, 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 gods. Good, good, good gods. Good, 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 good gods. Not saying it came out nice, but I think I got the note. Okay, now I'm done for realsies. Goodbye, world. Pray you never see me again.